Alright, so no recap this week. But go ahead and do intro.
Alright, last time in Steel Tranquility, the group had some downtime in a bar. Enjoying their drinks, they were set upon by a new arrival come through the door, relatively calm and peaceful time. Introducing himself as Jyotis, this new individual appeared to have a sailing background and appeared to be almost elven, but blue with red hair. Different new individual. As the party kept speaking to each other and kept the bartender, Fairness, offered Jyotis a contract because he overheard that the group was planning on going to the quarry to help out Locks. Due to this specific contract was a deal to examine a member of the local Fangs Guild, a guild of thieves and violence, undermine the tradition, citizens, and are highly. But this person in particular, a chest from the Dejani merchants that Jyotis had recently been freed from as he had worked on. He is now an independent contractor. Jyotis accepted this, along with the others. But with it being mid-afternoon, the group quickly decided that this was the it would take at least 2 hours to get. And now?
Yeah, you're cutting out pretty bad.
Really bad.
Every now and then
Literally every other.
I don't know why.
It was beautiful before. Now all of a sudden it's just started cutting out.
Maybe it's like your cadence. Up.
I don't know.
Wait,
now it's doing it to Tribby too.
I'm going to turn up the... But
it's not that. It's the connection, for sure.
Well, I have no idea.
That doesn't matter. Internet is...
Give me a second.
No worries.
Alright, check 1 2 check, check 1 2 check.
Sounds good.
Okay, I'm turning up the sensitivity because whatever.
Sounds better on my end so far.
Yeah, you'll hear everything. But on the bright side, you'll hear my voice. So,
on the downside, you'll hear the Sid voice.
Do you want to do the summary?
No.
Shut up, Mimsy. All right. The group decided to stay in town overnight and head out the next day. They stayed in the Dingy Bird, but they also found out that night, as the celebration of Flag Day was coming to its end of the first day festivities, that there would be a fireworks display in addition to an axe-beak race throughout the town. The group decided to participate in part with this axe race, with Jyotis, Lolly, and Lesterin being the people who decided to ride their birds. Now, Lesterin came in first, pulled off an amazing race. Lolly came in second on a bird that no one thought would finish the first leg, as Lolly made a special bond with a special bird that will live forever, known as Chuggers.
Chuggers.
Jyotis, on the other hand, was lucky enough to survive his bird, as he did manage to hold on despite numerous times of almost being thrown off.
And clunked in the head and you know.
Yeah. But his bird decided at the end of the race that it would rather blow up in a phase of glory and ran into fireworks instead of continuing to deal with Jyotis. The next day, which, by the way, Lestran's winnings were that Lestran now had the right to get free rentals on any Axebeak that is properly trained, because these were improperly trained Axebeaks to make the race more fun. With that, the party retired for the night. At this point, we got to catch up with Lox and Shriek to find out what they were doing and what boot shopping was like during their daytime. Both of them had set about going to the Fantasy Boot Barn. While Shriek began negotiating with Lox's representative, Lox headed upstairs and had a meeting with a particular individual who gave Lox a list of names of the people who had been arrested in Lox's Better Business Bureau group, or I believe as they call it, the Small Business Association, that had been arrested without due diligence and immediately taken to the quarry. Lox took this list into regards and decided that they were going to do something about this and get the party's help to free their compatriots who had been wrongfully arrested. Shriek and Lox agreed on a boot price, and the two rejoined you at the bar. We pick up the next morning, where the group sets about in the mid-morning, and after about an hour of hiking along the trail to reach the Starfall Quarry, the group finds a carriage that's Axebeak is slowly dragging it along, with 5 prisoners inside the carriage who look abundantly bored, but 2 clean. No guards anywhere. And upon approaching the carriage, the party begins to engage with the guards and begins to try to find things out about what happened here. And their leader of the men in the cage explains that one of the men in the cage shivved the driver of the carriage and knocked him out. The other 2 guards hadn't shown up because one had gotten too drunk, and the other apparently won betting on chuggers.
Won a house.
Won a house. Not going to work the next day. The party decided to take charge of getting these prisoners in their carriage to the quarry. And whereas initially, Lox thought it was a great idea just to have Lolly drive, because Lolly was so good at talking to animals, Lestran and Garret quickly realized that that would be a bad idea if the previous driver had met the blunt and sharp end of the shiv, respectively. Lestran intimidated the prisoners so that they would not get any closer, and Garret and Lox together found out that these prisoners were in fact members of the Fangs, that thieves guild that is notorious for violence in the town. We begin tonight with the carriage slowly approaching the Starfall Quarry. It's currently just about a quarter mile out when you can finally see it. It breaks free from the jungle, and you can instantaneously tell that this is a very different area because it is a tried and true quarry. And let me pull up the quarry map for us all. Give me just a moment there. Where's my stuff at? Ah, there it is. Upload. So, the quarry, as you get closer, appears to go down 3 levels. And the stone is this weird mix of slate-colored with almost a lime shell kind of quality to it. And beyond that, whoever would like to can either roll a perception check or a nature check for more details.
I would like to roll, but I need to decide which.
I will roll perception.
Oh, I got a 20 on perception.
Nice.
14.
Lollipop rainbow vomit dice have scored well.
I love them.
May they be true. All right.
I'm going to go with nature because it's the same as perception. So
Perfect.
Oh my god, I rolled a nat 20.
That makes 2.
I
We
rolled a
know
1.
everything.
Well,
So
yeah, no. Let's start with Lolly, as she got a natural 1, which, even though we don't do critical fails, Lolly is just kind of distracted thinking about first the axe beak and how it's not Chuggers and how much you miss Chuggers and what you imagine Chuggers doing right now
Oh, I bet he's hungry.
and how much candy you want to feed him.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to Garret, you see the plain sight that I just described. There appears to be a guard tower in the distance with just a simple gate edging off the entrance to the first layer to the quarry. And you do see 2 guardsmen standing on duty. You also see what appears to be 2 guard towers in the distance that look like they have a couple of guards with crossbows on patrol. You hear in the distance the sounds of mining tools, like pickaxes being swung and hitting rock, and you hear occasional grunting as the cart edges closer and closer. Lesterin, for your natural 20 on perception, the things that you notice is that the guards at the gate are sweating profusely. You can pick up the sense and semblance of this as an ex-soldier. You know, when stationed on guard duty, that things can get boring, and especially out in the hot sun in the midday, it is the worst of times. You know that they're probably not paying as much attention as they should be to their post, and the fact that there's only 2 of them means they might not be anticipating arrival of fresh prisoners. Instead, this would be a regular guard shift to just watch over things. Beyond that, the guards posted at the towers, there's 2 and 2, what appears like 1 lookout and 1 sniper. There is also a guard building in the quarry, what looks like a 2-story building with a set of stairs coming up. And with a super hard look of your stone-cutting eyes, you can even see a cave in the bottom level of the quarry. You can't see into it, but you know there's a cave, and that sticks out as odd to you because normally no one would make a quarry more dangerous by building a cavern into it. That said, let's come to Lesterin. Lesterin, the things that you notice is that indeed most of this quarry appears to be compressed limestone with she sells down by the compressed limestone made of fossilized seashells that has been compressed over time. It's a light and abundant material on islands, but it's sturdy when properly formed and can help hold up against storms. It's extremely water resistant as well, but easy enough to malleably form. So this is where they're getting the raw material to continue maintenance on their city. And beyond that, the other thing that you notice with a nature check that high is that the Starfall Quarry, its shape resembles a meteor strike that has slowly been spiraled out over time. In addition to this, you notice that the jungle was never cut back. Whatever rock came down and blasted the initial crater burned hot enough to ignite and burn through the top layer of soil to the point where nothing can grow anymore. That said, the cart continues approaching. You're now approximately 90 feet away from the guards at the gate. Lox, in a low voice, whispers to you, Hey, Garret, Lolly, Les, and Jyotis, nice to meet you. When we get there, let Shriek and I take care of our little gig, and you guys go take care of that little gig, that nice elven bartender gave you. That way, 2 birds, 1 stone, 1 place, and done. Sound
I like
good?
birds.
Sure.
I like birds.
So do I, Lolly.
Cool. All right. The carriage now being 60 feet away from the gate. The guards gain an awareness to it approaching, and they look up. And Lester, in maintaining that natural 20, you can see that, oh yeah, they are sweating. They're in heavier armor than they should be in for being in these outdoor environments. Being a dwarf, you know all about the fact that if you're going to wear heavy armor out here, you have to layer it appropriately. And they look like they have not prepared or trained to do so. And as they see the carriage, they each give this gentle wave. And hey, who goes there?
I full on stupid wave at them. Hello! Hello! We're transporting these people on an amazing axe beat, whose name is not Chuggers. And I guess we're dropping them off here?
Both of them kind of stare at each other for a quick second and just, no one sent us word that there was a prisoner drop-off today. Where are the guards? You do not look like you are tricorns.
We are not.
Who are you with?
These guys, and I point at the cage in the back. Oh, and Gary. And Lester.
I don't think that's what he meant, Lolly.
And, oh.
Garret, do you want to take this one?
I'm not exactly very well. Please forgive the misunderstanding. My friend here is very innocent. Now, we were coming up the hill to see kind of the view and to go to some ruins over to the east. And we found this cart with no guards, just along the road. The men inside have admitted to stabbing the driver of the carriage. So we thought, hey, it's on the way. We will bring it here.
The guards look at each other and they stabbed the driver. Oh, go get the captain. I will watch them. And one of the guards runs into the side gatehouse. They do not raise the main portcullis. And you see him disappear. And the other guard just, please give us a moment before we let these people in. We need to be sure of things. Did you see the body of the driver that they apparently have killed?
Did we ever even look for him? I
Can't
honestly
say that we did.
I don't
No.
think we did.
No.
I was
No,
falling
none of
asleep
your
in my
passive-
chair.
None of your passive
Oh,
perceptions
God.
were high enough to see it, and that's why you didn't. So
I have a passive of 14. I wouldn't have, they're not under the wheel well, are they?
no, they weren't.
Oh.
But their body was well hidden because the person shanking them timed it to make it stealthy and to hide a body.
I am so stoked you
those
guys have.
dastardly people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cool. All right, back in character.
I'm gonna ask the guard how long he's been out on this duty.
I have been out here since 6 a.m. this morning.
Have you been trained on how to don your armor in this heat?
Roll a persuasion check on that.
Oh yeah, that's after. Okay, that would be a 6.
Okay. So, it's one thing to be told that you're doing kind of a crappy job with your armor in like that constructive criticism way. He, at this point, is so exhausted that he does not take it as constructive criticism. He just, oh, it must be nice when you're a dwarf and shorter, because it must be easier not to overheat since you're closer to the ground. But I have trained for 3 days with this armor. I will have you know. It's just,
I'm not a great judge of the human clothing, but it seems like he's nailing you. By the way, I'm just covered in fur and have a guard with fur.
Yeah, we know.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I'm just gonna smile at him.
Yeah, he just takes that with like a look of disdain, and you hear those footsteps coming from the other side of the gate as someone is clearly making double time with someone else. And the first person to arrive is a gentleman who is dark-skinned, wrinkles of crow's feet around his eyes and frowned wrinkles around his mouth.
Hello!
Looks like he should be in his mid-50s, but a little bit older because he's bald up top and has gray going around the sides. Very short-kept hair, but aside from the fact that he is elder-looking, he is wearing heavy armor and looks like he has moved in it before because he is clearly moving fast enough. Lestern, as an ex-soldier, you immediately recognize that his armor is just a little bit more ornate, and that signifies that this is probably either a captain or a lieutenant of the guards here at the quarry. The second person who comes double-timing in behind is running not quite as fast, and it was the previous guard who had gone to get him, and that guard arrives back panting a little bit, and, see, sir, I showed you.
Hi!
Hello.
Hi.
To persuade them. Hi, I'm Lollipop Rainbow Snuffletoots, and apparently these are bad guys who are being dropped off. And also, have you seen the girl? This girl. And I hold up my drawing of Molly.
Paper in the face.
This is not a place for children.
And I'm actually kind of glad you haven't met her.
Is there someone other than this person dressed in an animal suit?
I'll very gently put my hand on Lolly's shoulder and say, I have this.
Okay.
Please forgive her. She's excitable.
What is she?
She is my friend.
Good cover.
Roll persuasion on that.
Alright. Hang on, that's interference. Okay. Hang on, I have to flatten my rolling surface. It's rolling all over the damn place. That would be 14.
Yeah, that's good enough. I rolled a 9, so he is... I accept that you make odd friends. Is what she says true, that these men were on the road and that they apparently killed their driver?
Wait, they killed them?
We don't know that he is dead, but we did not find him. We came across the cart because we were going to the ruins off to the east. Is it the west or east?
It is to the north, actually. So Let me post the Summer Sun Isle map.
Let me open it up because I already have it.
I need a compass rose next time.
I am going to slowly get off the cart.
Jyotis is gonna put his hand on Garrett's shoulder and say, "We should probably mention that these guys are fangs."
So, I'm sorry that this one you have to zoom in on, but I finally got a nation map done. So
they're to the east and north?
Yeah, it's a little to the... It's mostly east, but a little north too, so...
Yeah, so I explained we were going to the ruins for a job, and we came across this on the way, this cart being pulled with no driver. And after a bit of persuasion on behalf of our dwarven friend here, these men reveal that they are fangs and have waylaid their driver. So we decided it would be best to bring them here, since we did not know where the driver fell.
No prisoners were scheduled to be transported today, but...
This is the only place that I know of within the area. So we thought it would be prudent to bring them here.
This is the second time that prisoners have been brought to my prison without paperwork or anything. Their uniforms look a little too clean, like they have not seen a magister. Then he looks back and, all of you, have any of you met with a magister before being brought to my quarry, before being sentenced? And all of them just, no. Suspicious.
That does seem suspicious.
Turns back to the two guards. You will take these men and put them in the holding cells here at the gate. I will write the town and see if they give us an answer. I do not trust them. Which one of them killed or attempted to kill the driver?
I remember which one admitted it?
Yeah. The one named Daniel, who is a short, scruffy, red-haired man with moderately pale skin and very lanky, almost sickly looking, green eyes.
I indicate him. This is the one who spoke of it.
Very good. Guard captain raises up a crossbow and fires it, but completely botches the shot. It goes straight through the top of the cage and gets stuck. And he just has this moment where he lowers the crossbow back down and just...
Whoa.
I don't think they trained anybody.
Spits onto the ground and hands
I
it
haven't
to
seen a magister.
hands it to the man who had run with him and just see that gets adjusted. That should not be firing that far off.
I understand that this man is definitely not a law-abiding citizen. What gives you... He has not seen a magister. He has not been through the system.
Because execution of a tricorn in prisoner transport puts him under my jurisdiction. As Guard Captain Janaka, I am given magisterium rights in the Starfall quarry.
I did not realize your rank. I am sorry for overstepping. It seemed a bit harsh.
It is all right, brother. We must
do not
follow
know
the
that
law.
this man has killed. We should probably, if one or two of your men could come with us along the road, perhaps we could find the missing guard.
I, right now, cannot spare men. Actually, roll a persuasion check on that. Roll a persuade.
Let me see what I can do with... Nope. Total of 8.
No. I am sorry, but right now I cannot spare any men for you.
Can you spare any women?
In the military, we refer to them just by the standard term of men, even though men and women serve in the military.
It's all the same root word, lolly, men, woman.
Well, I just had check.
Thanks for checking.
Thank you.
I'm going to give the captain an exasperated soldier look.
Yeah, he catches your eye and just, unfortunately, violent events have been tenfold their normal. I have had to separate the prisoners into camps and stop all work as of recently. Today is our first day attempting to work the prison again. And while that attempt is so far going okay, I do not trust new prisoners showing up to the gate.
Separate them in what groups?
Currently, there are those who are affiliated with, we call them the Broken Crowns, a rival thief gang. Not known for too much violence, but we've had a sudden influx of their members. There are the Fangs, which are known for violence, and therefore normally not sent here. And then we have those who are unaffiliated with either group. The Fangs were trying to do a power buy, as it seems, and created a very tense situation.
I may ask, when you are done, I am sorry.
Oh, no, I am done.
You mentioned that this is the second group. Who was in the first group? Hang on, I'm sorry, my cat is doing something in the kitchen, and it is not good from the sound of it. I will be right back.
Bad kitty.
I just love that, like, my cat is doing something so bad that, like, the sound alone worries you.
See, it's the opposite for us. It's like when there's silence. And then
Right. Yeah, like when Bailey shuts up, either he's napping or every cabinet in the house is being open.
Oh, man. He started teaching Leia how to open the cabins.
Yeah, so we have a bunny that opens cabinets now. Like,
wow,
we
that's
that.
impressive.
And then there's Georgia, who just lays there and gives you the sideways
She's a
looks
good
when you say her name.
The most she'll do is, like, snore in the background.
She's a good girl.
She is a good girl. She is the goodest girl.
She's the best dog. She's giving me the little look while she licks her paw.
Uh-huh.
Like, you talking about me?
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Apologies.
No worries.
She smashed every glass in your house.
She did that actually a while back. I had a 7-piece pitcher and glass set. I have exactly 2 pieces.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Yeah. This particular occasion, I kept the box my bookshelf came in because it was good for storage. You know, I might be able to find something to put in it. And she was just pulled it down from where I put it and was tearing the shit out of it.
Uh-huh.
Kitties.
So, forgive me.
No worries. So, to answer your previous question, he kind of stares at you for a moment, and a group of...
Want me to roll again?
No, not for this one. This one he'd give you, because you guys are trying to help him, and he understands that. He's not stupid, just untrusting to some of the extent. But that said, nothing that you've done causes him to suspect you.
Of course not. We've been honest.
The problem started a little over 2 days ago. Apparently, some things were done at the docks and were actively engaged with members of the Broken Crown over a trade dispute. That said, the arresting officers brought the Fangs first, and then the Broken Crowns. Neither were tried properly, which irks me. So I wrote a letter to the Magister, and instead, I received more prisoners.
When at first you don't succeed, try again.
I appreciate that you think this is a joking matter, but unfortunately it is not.
I have... This interests me, and I believe... I heard some rumor about this, but I'm not sure. Is there a way... perhaps we can help you with something, and would it be possible to speak to at least one of these prisoners that was sent here without magistration?
Roll a persuade check.
I'm going to make it clear that we're willing to go...
Yeah. No, that part's fine.
That's a 19 on the die, so plus 4. 23.
Okay. Yeah. You have shown us courtesy and truth. I appreciate it. And yes, I will allow you, under watch from my sharpshooters up above, to enter the prison and to interview whichever prisoner you would like to. That said, if I catch any whiff of violence, you have already put yourselves in prison. So,
Of course. If it would alleviate your fears at all, I will happily disarm before stepping in. But in the meantime, we are going to scout the road and see if we can find a spot. Your guard fell off the cart.
He kind of pauses for a moment and just goes, "Are any of you capable of magic?"
Ooh, me!
Ah, well then there is no need for the rest of you to disarm. If someone is capable of magic, they are armed at all times, unless you bind and mute them.
That might not always work either.
It has worked for the most part in my circumstance. But that said, prisoners that are more difficult to hold than that are traditionally taken to New Welcome. We do not deal with that here. That said,
The guard could be in trouble if he is.
yes, if you find this guard for us, I will let you into the prison to interview prisoners as you see fit.
Very well, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to? We have
keeping-
Yeah,
Are we-
I was going to ask. Are we keeping the mount?
No, that's what I was going to say. Are we keeping the cart/mount?
The two guards unload the prisoners slowly, and when they get to the one who the guard captain attempted to execute, they turn to him and they're just like, "You don't know how lucky you are. We've never seen him miss before. He's having an off day." And so, like, one at a time, they escort them in just for safety and precaution. It takes a little while, but then the guard captain turns to you and just, "If he is wounded, but wounded beyond treatment would normally allow, please take him back to the city, as I cannot treat him here."
Of course. Let's go.
Okay. Good luck.
Thank you.
And with that, the cart and the axe beak are yours.
Sweet. Lolly, would you mind if I drive?
Sure. But can
Thanks.
I cuddle him?
I have experience with vehicles.
Can I cuddle the axe beak? And I know it's not chuggers, but
You can try an animal handling check.
I want a new friend. 1.
Oh no!
No.
Hello, not chuggers.
So the thing is that your experience with chuggers has made you believe that axe beaks
Some
are
candy.
perfectly tame creatures that you should look and approach, and if they don't immediately take the candy you're offering them, you can all but stick your arm in their mouth.
Eat the candy.
So your AC is 11, so that's a hit. Let's do some
Oh.
damage.
Oh no!
All right.
Eat the
let's look.
stupid candy. Ow.
Lolly, maybe that is not. Oh no.
Lolly,
Yeah. Yeah, so Lolly, even though the axe beak is restrained, you're going to take a little damage.
you're gonna take a peck in the face.
Yeah, it's going to
I
peck you.
imagine it. Yeah, and I imagine it being able to do that cassowary thing.
Yep.
It's minimum damage. It's just 3 damage.
Oh.
So it gets you. But in the meantime, it was that quick, like, thunk right into the flesh of your wrist. And it was just, ow, 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 ow. You get your hand out quickly enough.
Bad. Bad, not chuggers.
You now...
Come, Lolly, come.
Well,
I'm gonna get her away from.
so here's the thing, though, is that actually you would have advantage on animal handling checks and persuasion checks
Oh,
because you're a Firbolg. You
that's
needed to
right.
roll with advantage, so I will give you one more roll.
Oh!
But I will say that the DC is 16 on this.
Oh dear.
Thank you. That was very generous of you. I was
So-
totally willing to take that. 10?
No,
No.
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 Try the candy.
A 10, you still get it. Because axe beaks, though tamed, are worse than horses, and they are not herbivores. They are omnivores. They will eat anything that gets into their mouths.
Except candy.
Mm-hmm.
Chuggers was just a beautiful exception to the rule.
Oh, I miss it.
Jyotis is gonna quickly climb onto the cart so it doesn't bolt.
It's still trained. It didn't go anywhere. It just bit the crap out of her.
It just whipped its head around and was like, no, smack.
Right. It just gave her a nice little peck.
But just in case. All right. So I guess we're going to... Are we all going to clamber into the cart? Or are people going to walk beside it?
Well, people can walk beside it or they can go inside it. I mean, now that there's no prisoners in there, it's relatively safe. And it's very clean.
I was going to say, is there any goo?
No, it is clean.
Where would they be?
And in fact, Lestrin is an ex-soldier. You can roll on that. Roll me an insight check.
Can I do perception? Oh, it doesn't matter. I rolled a nat 20.
Oh, well, with it was DC 16, but the reason that I allowed you to roll on this is because with your background, dealing with prisoners, they never get the cleanest equipment. The only tales you've heard are that some people with magic can make things clean with the magic itself. Like the cart is just immaculate inside.
Oh, like I did with prestidigitation.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And Lolly, you would know that when Lestrin mentions this. You being an expert in all the different things you can do with prestidigitation, including make teeth taste like cupcakes.
Yes.
That means... Wait a minute. That means one of those guys...
One of them was magical.
Yeah, remember what the guard said about magic? He's always armed.
I don't
So
think
one
we
of
can
their
leave
prisoners
yet.
is always armed.
There are like equations floating above my head unless I try and think of this. Wait, that means we gave them a magic prisoner.
Yes, we should
And
tell
they're not
them.
gagged.
We should tell them ASAP.
Okay,
Somebody other than Lolly needs to go.
Mr. Janaka!
Wait, Lolly. How far is the captain? Like, can we shout to him?
I mean,
I don't think
again,
we've even moved.
You have it.
I was just
We got attacked by bird.
I'm going to just walk over to the guard.
Yeah, no, and when you shout Mr. Janaka, the two guards that are again stationed at the guardhouse look up at you and just, the guard captain is currently interviewing prisoners. How can we help you?
Oh,
One
we
of
gave
those
him a magic
prisoners
Oh.
Yes. One of those prisoners is almost certainly able to use...
Both of them give the, oh shit. And,
Exactly. Somebody get in there.
can you help?
He
Yes.
said
Yes.
that word.
It's okay, Lolly.
I'm following behind Lolly and Gary.
I'm running in. I'll follow them. Just lead the way.
Okay, so they go and open the guardhouse door to the left, and upon opening it, you guys immediately get the smell of ozone hitting your noses.
Oh, no!
I actually
Electrocution.
like that smell.
And this room goes about 20 feet back. It's not a big room, but there are clearly holding cells. There's 6 holding cells, in fact, and what looks like a desk at the end of the room where someone would traditionally conduct interviews. And all that you can see is that all 6 doors have been opened and that half of the desk has been blasted black and that the guard captain is currently lying face down.
Oh no! Can I try and stabilize him real quick?
Sure.
I have. Oh, what is that? Healing light for 2d6 healing pool.
Okay.
So I'm gonna throw it real quick because it's instant. So 2 plus 1. So 3 health.
Okay. You hear the guard captain cough. With a slight wheeze in his voice, I was conducting the interviews. How did none of you hear that? And the guards
Where did they
both
go?
They went into the quarry.
I I'm going immediately. I'm waiting for an next.
Okay.
All right. So to the right, there is a door. It is open, as it has been left open. The guards immediately rush in and tend to the captain, and just, we will hold the captain and sound the horns of alarm. Rush in and help and here. And one of them.
I'll call for Lux and Shriek to stay with the captain and make sure nobody.
Yeah, and guard the cart. And I'm gonna
Curiously
follow.
enough, Lux and Shriek have been missing since you talked to the captain.
Okay, I wasn't sure that they were there or not.
They stealthed away, and they were both very good with their stealth rolls. So they.
So never mind that. Retcon. I'm into the quarry. Swords in hand.
I'm also running into the quarry, but as we do, I start waving my hands wildly around me like, magic! And cast Detect Magic. And for 10 minutes, if anything within 30 feet of me uses any sort of magic, I'll instantly know.
Okay. All right. So
a faint aura around anything.
Yeah. So Lolly, right now, nothing really shows up on your radar.
Okay,
aside from Jyotis' leg.
We'll get back to that. We're still running into it. So as I'm moving.
Yeah. So Jyotis and Lestrin, as you two are coming behind Lolly and Garret, one of the guards hands you something, and he goes, "This will signal that you are with us. Make sure to shoot it as soon as you go through, so the sharpshooters know not to assault you."
Understood.
It's basically just a light crossbow with a single bolt that looks clearly like it's been alchemically treated.
It's a flare.
Yeah.
I'm guessing I would recognize that.
Yeah, you do. Instantaneously, you recognize that.
Yeah.
So
if I could, I suppose it would be a perception to hear or see if there's combat, anything of the sort.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
That would be 20.
And just for the sake of things...
Modified 20, not natural.
Modified 20, that's pretty good. Just for the sake of things, can I get initiative checks from everyone as well?
Sure.
Absolutely. Mine is 18.
Mine is 7.
Mine is 15.
Okay. Okay, so we have 18.
I had 8.
Top with Garret. Oh, I love this initiative tracker. This is so nice. Okay, then we have. Was that 15 or 17 total, Lestrin?
15.
Okay, 15. Lestrin. Was yours 17?
7 exactly.
7 exactly. Okay. Okay, and then we're going to do 10. Jyotis.
Did you say it was a light crossbow?
Yep, light crossbow.
With one flare shot.
One flare shot.
Light crossbow with a light.
Yep.
All right. Okay, so that said, as we are going in initiative order on this, just so that I can stick along with how to describe things as we go now, Garret, starting up in that northeastern corner of the quarry, you can move in 30 to 60 feet this round, but 30 feet would allow you to make that perception check. I would allow you to keep that.
I'll do that then.
Okay, so with that perception check, you notice that a group of guards have gathered by the lower guardhouse in defensive positions. You notice that there are a few prisoners that seem gathered around the prison house at the bottom level, and that there is the sounds of what sounds like an attack coming from the cave that has been dug into the quarry. The sharpshooters have their longbows ready, but have not been able to see any targets. That said, coming to Lestrin, you see similar things, but you don't hear the sounds because you just notice that the people have stopped mining, and that's interesting to you. Beyond that, the main thing that you kind of expect is like, where are these guys? These guys have to be somewhere, right? They couldn't have been in here that long. And then we're going to come to them. They get to make new stealth checks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, out of the 5, you guys locate 3 of them, because 3 of them are standing behind the rocks that are directly above the 3 guards on the second tier. So if you go and look at the map, you'll see 3 guards positioned near some barrels on the left side of the guardhouse. If you look up the cliff from there, at those rocks is where 3 of the 5 are. Okay. They look like they're trying to be stealthy, but their move is to start pushing the rocks, and they're not being stealthy about that.
How far are those squares? Are those 10-foot squares?
Those are 5-foot squares.
5-foot.
So I tried to actually stick to a combat grid system for this. So
no worries. No worries, man.
Just to clarify.
Really quick.
Where are we again?
You guys are on the northeastern segment right here.
We're
right. You see where the guardhouse is? That gate at the entrance?
Yeah, that's west.
Oh, sorry, west. Bad.
Right.
Bad.
I'm like, how did we get to that corner already?
Okay, bad. So, the gate is where you're at the west.
Okay.
The things that you've seen so far is that Lestrin and Garret have both been able to notice those 3 people trying to push the rocks, and they push it hard enough to where some of the rocks actually do start to fall and crumble on the guards down below. The guards down below get a reflex save at disadvantage because this is surprise. Hey, that one rolled decent. That one rolled less decent. And that one's going to die. Okay.
Shit.
Someone got a 1.
Somebody got crushed.
So, ironically, the rocks falling wind up dealing 4 points of damage to 2 of the guards and 8 points of damage to the 3rd guard. He is just caught upside the head by 1, and the only reason he's still up is because his helmet took some of the blow. Like, the helmet is just ruined and off the side, and blood is just streaming down his face. They are now allowed to act on the next round, as this was a surprise to them, but not to you guys. That said, we come to Jyotis. It is your turn now. You are at the guardhouse.
I'm going to fire the flare.
Okay.
Can I actually shoot the flare at one of them?
I don't rule it out. You're proficient with a light crossbow. You can fire it.
Can I, because they're within range, aren't we? The three that I can see.
Let's see. If you moved your 30 feet, yes, they would be within range.
Yeah, but wait a minute. Light crossbow is 100. Oh, yeah. To be without taking disadvantage range. Can I take cover behind like that first rock? Would that be close enough?
You need to get a bit closer than that. You would want to, since they would technically have partial cover were it not for pushing the rocks, you need to be right in front of the rocks. So you can't take cover and shoot at them.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll move to where I can shoot at them.
Okay.
And then I'll roll for my light crossbow shot that is a flare shot to tell the guards that I'm a good guy. And my friends are good guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll.
So that's what's my hit. Hold on, sorry. Math. So that's a 17 to hit.
That will hit.
Yay.
So roll the 1d8. In addition, roll 1d6.
Fire damage.
Yep.
1d8. So, I mean, I get my +3 damage too, right?
Yes.
Like, okay.
Yeah, you're proficient, so you get that.
Yep. So, wow.
Is the
So
other
I
2d6
rolled
too?
so 8 normal damage and then 5 fire. Oh, fire damage. I'm assuming fire damage.
Yeah. Okay. That one burns up horribly and dies. It just sinks right into his heart, and like the flare starts going off. So you see this red light go right by, streak by into the guy, and then just ignite in his heart and burn through his mouth and neck, and he just falls off the cliff. So Jyotis is gone. Lolly, you are up. You currently see 2 remaining.
Okay, so quick question. My detect magic would sense magic invisibility.
It would when you
if
get
I'm
within 30 feet.
Okay, so I'm running 30 is my...
Yeah, when you get within 30 feet, you do detect magic, and this person rolled a 20 to their stealth, which was funny because I was like, they're never going to get found until you were like, I cast detect magic. So you know exactly where they are.
So the specific wording is, I sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of me. Just goes like, beep.
Yeah.
If I take an action, I could see a faint aura of them around any visible creature. Oh.
So here's the thing. You can detect the invisibility.
And if it's behind 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of metal.
They are not.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't metaing. Okay, so I do detect magic around me.
Yes.
I see the guards go down. I see the horrific fireworks.
Yeah, Jyotis.
Fireworks are happy things, sir.
Most of the time they're happy.
Shoot. I have to maintain concentration. Okay, I'm just gonna keep running 30 more feet then.
Okay.
Can I do a dash while maintaining concentration?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Concentration is maintained until it is not maintained. So
I'm just going to try and
right there.
edge that knowledge closer.
Yeah, no, you're getting within about 15 feet of them when you do a double dash.
Okay.
So
I'm like, snort.
Yeah.
I was to say,
It feels like they're closer over here.
correct me if I'm wrong, Bob, but they're about 60 feet from the door, roughly, right?
They were a little further than that. It was about 95
Okay.
feet from the door.
Okay.
So, hence why I told you had to move up.
Makes sense.
And I'm just going to agitatedly swing my head, trying to look around for them.
Okay. All right.
Not
Yeah, no,
using a
the
magical-
two who see you doing this are like, what the hell are you? Whereas the one who's invisible, you don't see what they're doing, but
there's something.
they're currently more confident that they're invisible than they should be. Put it that way. All right. Top of the next round, we're going to come to... actually, you know who I skipped, so I'm going to give you a round first, is Lestrin.
Yes.
Yay.
Lestrin, I'm going to let you go first, and then we'll start next round.
I'm gonna move as close to them as I possibly can.
What's your move speed at currently? Is it 30 or 25?
I was trying to find it on my character sheet.
Let's see.
Are you in heavy armor?
No.
25 feet. So, dwarves are just 25
So it
feet.
doesn't
Oh,
matter.
that's right. She's a dwarf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so with the double move, you can make it about 50 feet in there. That would put you in range of them next round.
Okay. Well, then I'm gonna move forward as far as I can.
Okay, all right.
And just
perfect.
wait.
Okay, all right. So, that said, we come to the top of the round. Garret, you are currently... you ran in 30 feet. They were 95 feet away, so you're about 60 feet away right now.
Okay, I'll just get right up there.
Okay, all right. So you're just
I wanna
dashing
get
in.
At least at the point. Yeah, I'm going to dash in. So that at the very least, I'm threatening them, so they can't do any more shenanigans.
Okay, all right. So you get in, you threaten them. Lestrin, we're going to come to you. You are also within range of them now, as you dashed and made it. Got your barbarianness going there.
Excellent. I'm gonna assume there's more later, so I'm saving rage for a minute, and I will attack them if I'm in range. With my great axe.
Yeah, if you use all of your movement, you can reach the nearest one with your great axe. Only just.
Good. That would be 11 dice, and it is a strength modifier?
Correct. So it should automatically propagate on your character sheet. Give me 1 second. You currently have a +7 to hit when not raging.
Oh, excellent. So 18 to hit, please.
That is a hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
1d12. Hold on, it's dark. I have to find the dice. The heck does that look like?
Dodecahedron.
It looks almost like a D20, but fatter.
Oh, I got
Or
it.
the D12.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's the one covered with pentagons.
Are you swinging a great axe?
Yeah.
8.
Yay!
8 total.
That would be 13 damage.
Okay, 13 damage. He is brutalized as you just come in with your axe and you chop him across the midsection, but the axe sinks in deep and you catch a little spine in there and you just hear the snap and he falls. The third one that you can, the last remaining visible one, looks at you in absolute terror. It is now his round. Him looking between you and Garret, he decides he's going to try to attack Garret.
Mm-hmm. That's going to go well for him.
He goes in for attacks with his dagger. Garret, your AC is 16, and I got an 18, so that's one hit. And that's a miss. Okay, so no sneak attack, though. Garret, you take 7 points of damage from a bad hit. Like, he comes in hard on that hit with that dagger and just digs it into your armor, right into your lower intestine.
Gary!
And twists before pulling it out.
Punk.
That said, the invisible man is... let's roll a logic check for him. Nope, he is not logical, so he's going to assume he has this. All right, give me 1 second. Yeah, that'll do. All right. So, he is going to cast... Yeah, let's do that. So, Lolly, you see the sorcerer drop from invisibility and they start weaving their hands together in this weird shape.
If I can see him. Sorry. Go ahead.
So they start weaving their hands together really quickly and they and then they look and they look and they look and they look and they start running back 30 feet before tossing this object. And this little tiny orb that's changing colors randomly comes out. And let's see, this is a ranged attack, so I got to roll for it. I'm going to attack Lestrin with this one, as he believes his compatriot got Garret good. Ooh. All right, Lestrin, I got a 17 on you. And then... I need to pull up this. All right. So, this is not the spell I wanted. Give me 1 second. Yeah, okay. So it's 3... 8. Okay, so... Okay, force damage is what we're dealing. Okay, so it's 1d12 of force damage. Okay, so you take 5 points of force damage as this orb slams into you. And for a second, it looks like it's going to ricochet somewhere else, but instead it just fades into the ground and stops rolling before blinking out. And you see the sorcerer just, damn! And he takes off running. He's going to run back 30 feet to try to get away. That said, it is now the guard's action as well, as bad guys and good guys go at the same time. The guard who was wounded takes the dodge action and begins to get cover by running into the guardhouse. The other two guards draw their light crossbows, but seeing that there is one close to two people, they instead turn and try to shoot the sorcerer. They don't have a great angle. They will receive a -2 to their shots. That is a miss. And that's a crit. So...
Snap. Yay, sharpshooters.
Yay, 3 days of training.
That sorcerer looks hurt as like they're just running away and suddenly a bolt comes and just tink right in the neck. Like they're not down, but it just looks awful to live through as it's through the neck and the jaw. And they're just... That said, Jyotis, it is now your turn.
Okay, so there's one attacking Garret, right? Mm-hmm. And there's the sorcerer's running away, right?
Yes.
Am I in range of the sorcerer, or do I need to move further?
The sorcerer moved 30 and was 30 back from you. No, you're still in range.
All right. So, am I loaded, or do I need to pick up my crossbow?
You can switch to your crossbow as a free action and fire it.
Okay, then I will do that. Yeah. So I'm going to roll to attack with my light crossbow. That's a hit. That's a 19 to hit.
That will hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
And that is a 10 total damage.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Jyotis, proving your marine background, you being used to things changing at a random pace and needing to be able to shoot and one hit, one shot, you just raise it up, take that pause moment, line up the shot, and then you think to yourself, okay, well, the neck's gone. He can't speak. Next, right between the eyes. And that's where you shoot, you fire, and it goes straight through eye to back of head, and he falls. He is down. That said, Lolly.
Wow, that is so much to take in. I don't think adventure is for me. Okay. Okay, seeing the sorcerer being handled, I am going to turn toward the one near Gary and scream, "Get off of Gary!" And Eldritch Blast. So that's going to drop my detect magic, but he's already gone.
It's not going to drop your detect magic. Detect magic
is concentration.
Eldritch Blast is not concentration.
Oh, it's instantaneous?
Yes.
I can do both?
Yes.
Ooh.
Anything not concentration does not break concentration. So,
sorry, I don't do a lot of spellcasters in this system. Okay, so 23 total.
That's a hit.
Eldritch Blast.
Jesus.
I feel less bad about rolling well tonight.
So 5 points of damage.
Okay, that is a serious thwack. He is he gets shot right in the shoulder with his knife arm as you're like, "Get off of him!" And he and you can tell Gary that arm has been numbed from how hard it got hit with force damage.
Okay, and as a bonus action, Healing Light. 5 plus 3, so 8 points of healing back to you.
How many of those do you have per day? 6? Or?
2. So I have 4d6
Total?
That I could choose between the two.
Okay.
I've been doing 2 and 2.
Okay, all right. So you've used it all now, but you've given Gary back 8 points of health. That's a good thing.
I'm at max again.
Does that actually give him a +1 to health?
No, it does not give temporary
you tap
HP.
out.
Okay.
It would say
It
specific.
just puts me to max.
Sweet.
That's what the spell False Life is for.
Yes.
I was just checking.
No worries. Okay,
Romancy.
so with that, back to Gary, top of the round.
I am going to.
Oh, I misread that. I actually have 2 D6 total, so 1 and 1. So he would just take the first 5. Sorry, deduct 3 from that. Well, 2.
I will deduct 2 from that. And
Sorry,
then I am
did
going
max
to
46.
give this dude a piece of my sword arm.
Okay.
So the first slash is a 17 to hit.
That will hit.
I'm going to roll damage before I decide whether to give
Yeah.
minimum damage 5.
He is up, but only just. Like, you take the sword and you right back to him. You drive it through his belly just to give him a feel for it. And you see him, but as you close in, he's just looking determined to stab you right back.
Well, my offhand is a 22.
Yeah, that's going to hit.
And so that's a total of 8.
Yeah,
Oh.
and how do you want to do this?
Ooh.
I'm going to stab him exactly where he's.
Okay, yeah, so taking your other blade, you push through on the other side exactly where he stabbed you, and he's just, my pancreas, and then dies. Like, he knew what part you hit, he just didn't appreciate it.
He's going to go to medical school.
My pancreas!
He just, ow.
And he turned to
Try digesting sugar now, bitch.
Oh, so much is making me sad.
As you pull that sword out, he just falls, and the guards down below give a wave of just like, "Hey, thanks up there."
Are the other prisoners still?
It looks like the prisoners near the tents are just interested in what is going on, but they look relatively peaceful. You do still hear what sounds like fighting from the caves.
It looks rally the guards, and it's like, come on, let's go see what's going on down there.
Yes.
And then I go down the platform. Just keep moving.
Okay, so my detect magic is still up.
Yes.
Okay, as we're running down, is it pinging anything?
I'm still going in initiative order as
Okay.
you guys are
That's fine.
still in battle. Mikey, roll a persuasion check to the guards.
Persuasion. Ooh, 18 on the die, so 22.
Okay. The guards look at you and just like, you take point and we will follow. The crowns and the fangs are fighting, but if you take point, we will follow and provide support.
Just nod and go, hey, you guys!
Shit cards.
I had to.
Wow. You're super bad at your job.
So, are you running 60 feet down the stairs? Is that where you're trying to go? Like running?
I want to get
starting
to
down
where
the stairs?
where the disturbance is as quickly as.
Okay. All right. So the guard that was holding the stairwell instead, like, draws his sword and goes like, "I will join you in this." And he prepares to take off with you. The two of the guards with their crossbows do legitimately live up to their task and start running with them, whereas the third guard at the bottom of the stairs just kind of stares and looks and like finds his friend whose head is bleeding, and he's like, "I will take care of him," and walks over to go do that.
Good plan.
You get about halfway down the stairs with your turn. Lesterin, we are to you.
You didn't save me one?
I mean, you got one.
Hey, you got the first one.
You've got a great
There
accent.
was me. I couldn't have two.
Hey, I'm the one that got stabbed. There's more down here. Let's.
Hey, I'm still bleeding over here. I'm gonna follow them down the stairs.
Okay. All
I
right.
think I end up about 10 foot behind them.
Yeah, you do. All right. Next, we come to the guards, and they use their turn to get in position and mount up to follow you. You do still hear the continued sounds of fighting from the inside. Jyotis, we are now to you.
All right, I'm gonna follow my friends as much as I can.
All right, you can move 60 feet. That will get you to the edge of the stairwell because you were further back than the rest of them.
Yep.
And then
I'm assuming they're like roughly at the bottom or almost the cave.
yeah, and then Lolly, if you double move while maintaining your detect magic, you will be exactly where Lestrin is. Garrett's still a little ahead of you, but
I am going to double move, and so we're getting into the entrance of the cave.
no, you're on the stairwell right now. You guys are coming down because you were on the top level. You had to work your way down. That said, with that, roll me a free perception check since you have detect magic on.
Okay.
Hey, Bob.
Yes.
I just want to double check. The cave is just below that that crane that's
Correct.
on the east side.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
12.
Just wanted to be sure.
Okay.
Snake-looking hole.
Yeah, I was like,
It's a weird
it's
map.
either a rock or a butt. I don't know.
Rock.
Yeah, it's the butt cave.
It does kind of
But
look
there's
a
a
little bit
cave.
like a sphincter.
Let's go in the butt.
If you've never been sent a bag of buttholes, then you know.
Yeah, you're
never
not
lived.
living life correctly, right? Okay, so with that, you get for just a second what you swear is a glimmer of magic from inside the guardhouse, but it's there and gone. It's not like a consistent cast or anything like that. It just feels like a fleeting speck. And that said, we are back to the top of the round. Garret, you may now get down the stairs and get just outside the cave. If you do a perception check into the cave, as it is dark and low light in the cave, it will be at disadvantage.
I'm definitely gonna get down.
Okay.
I want to play that.
If I do the perception check, is
The perception check inside the cave will be at disadvantage.
yes, but will I be able to get all cave?
You'll be able to get to like near the entrance of the cave. So, effectively speaking, you are near one of those 2-person markers that I've left outside the cave. That now that the guards, now that the thieves have been let in, things have changed. Those people aren't there anymore. But that's essentially where you'd be. You're not in the cave, but you're just outside it.
Gotcha. All right, I'm rolling.
Okay.
Perception. What is my perception? I'm looking at the maps. Perception is +2. My disadvantage is 11 total.
Okay. All right. So with an 11 total, you see about 10 to 15 feet in, and you don't see anyone, but you definitely hear the sounds of fighting, and you swear you hear some cursing in a language that you've never heard before.
Got it.
And
If there's
then,
nothing else I can do, then it's not my.
yeah. All right. So with that, Lestrin.
Moving.
Yeah, and this time you're unfortunately about 20 feet behind.
Yeah, that's what I was
That
gonna
said,
say.
considering you do have dark vision, you can perceive a little bit deeper into the cave, but not much. So I will let you roll a standard perception check instead of a disadvantage.
Okay. We dwarves are meant for sprinting.
Oh, Sam, the video that I just posted, that's
Yeah. What?
I
That's
posted
what?
a video in chat.
Yeah.
I saw it.
That would be
Yeah.
18 total.
Okay. All right. With an 18 total, you also hear that language that like. That said, you do hear a bunch of men fighting and women fighting and grunts and swears, and you see what looks like. Let me show you a cave map.
Right. Captain.
All right.
Caveman.
So, with the entrance being that lighted region, you see what looks like two people fighting just directly straight ahead. There is clearly more than two people fighting in this cave, by the way. That said, we now come to the bad guys and the good guys. Woo! Both Garret and Lestrin hear a couple of people make some death screams. Both sides have traded some lives, apparently. Then we come to Jyotis. It is now your round, sir. You are at the top of the stairwell.
I am. Is there a guardhouse under the stairwell, or is it just?
Yeah, that's a guardhouse under the stairwell.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm going to keep moving towards my friends and get as close to them as possible.
If you make a good acrobatics check, I would let you clear that stairwell pretty fast. But
Sure,
if you just want to run down it like normal, that will take up 5, 10.
No, I'll acrobatics it to see if I can hop off the.
Yeah, if you can do the
landing.
banister slide, you want to do some elven shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get it.
Oh boy! Guess I got a nat 20, Betty.
Is this just everyone's nat 20 night? Or are we just?
Yes.
It's okay. I'll tag you back. Yeah, no. I will let you clear that with 10 feet of movement speed then, because you just run down the first guardrail and jump and do some hardcore parkour where you hit that second guardrail, jump the third guardrail, and then land at the bottom. Like you do this in the I am a merchant marine first and foremost, and stairs don't scare. So
I'm used to jumping off ships, damn it.
yeah, you do hard terrain stuff. So ship to shore stuff is right up your alley. So with your remaining movement, are you double moving or single moving?
Well, it's probably a double move to catch up to my buddies, right?
It is. With a double move, you would at least be between Lestrin and Garret. Because
I'll
Garret's
double
right
move.
near the edge. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that puts you there. Miss Lolly, you were on the stairs.
Hello.
What you doing?
Okay. So you said I felt a ping?
Yeah, a faint ping.
But did I run by it, or was it just like a flash?
It's a flash. Because it was a 12,
Okay.
This item is probably, you got an angle on it for just a second, but not even long enough to tell what kind of magic it was, because the next half second, it was just like, oh, with that step, I had at least a foot of material between me and it.
Okay. Okay. Running to catch up to them. Get
Okay.
30 feet down. And is anybody being attacked from my party?
No, not from the party. You do hear, you hear in the distance that there's some fighting going on,
But I don't see anything.
no.
Okay. Then I'll use my full sprinting action. How far will that take me?
That will take you. That'll put you just on the right side of the gatehouse, where you'll be about 20 feet back from the cave.
Okay. Can I see into the cave and see what's going on with the situation?
Do you have dark vision?
I don't.
Then it would be at disadvantage. You can roll a perception check.
Okay. 4, 8 total?
It's hard to tell.
But none of my team is...
None of your team is in the
Okay.
cave yet. So
Okay, cool.
as far as you can
Then
tell,
I'm all right.
everyone's okay.
Okay, cool. Then that's my turn.
Okay. All right. So top of the round, Garret.
Hi.
You are just outside the cave. And
Yeah.
And since I give kind of that assumed, we share data between each other, I'm not going to make you guys shout out the data to each other all the time.
Okay.
If Lestrin's there's people fighting right in the entrance, they would have been able to tell you how deep it is. So with your movement speed, you would easily be able to reach inside that cave. And even though it's low light, you would be able to make out who's fighting who at that point.
Okay.
So
Then
you
I'm
going
definitely going to go after. Yeah, I'm going in.
All right.
Any fangs that are clearly fangs, or the people who are clearly the aggressors. I'll go after one of those.
Yeah, so as you run in, first person you see is pretty obviously a fang because they've got a nice arm tattoo of a snake that's like just wrapped around on each of their arms. They're double holding a pickaxe, trying to do just as much damage as possible to the person that they are fighting, who is, of all things, a tabaxi that is holding what looks like a homemade shiv out of a rock and just kind of silently stepping side to side as this pickaxe swings back and forth.
I'm going to go in and try to... Yeah, I'm going in after the aggressor.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and roll your attacks.
First attack is math. 15?
15 hits.
Alright. I'll roll the damage first. For 7 damage.
Nice.
And
he's looking rough.
Offhand is definitely a hit. I rolled T2.
Okay. Go ahead and roll damage.
And it's minimum damage 5.
Okay. He is just barely hanging in there, as this one is clearly a bit more of a brute as opposed to the infiltrators that you've dealt with earlier. That said, the tabaxi goes immediately after you would go, and she gives you this big old smile and then just reaches out with her knife, and as that guy turns towards you and starts wielding his pickaxe, she just takes it and right through the back of his head. Like, just dink out. And, like, it's such a smooth movement that the only thing that gives you a register of the hit is the sound as the guy just collapses to his knees and then forward. And she gives you this just little pleasant nod and then tosses the shiv to the ground as she sees the guards, and she just, I surrender. The things were trying to kill me and my compatriots. I surrender. The left-hand jade will give you no more problem.
Nice shot.
Thank you. Lesterin, it is your round.
Lester.
So, Lesterin, you are right outside the cave. No
I
worries.
was muted. I was talking. Sorry.
Oh, no worries.
We all do.
I can make it to them?
You can actually, if you do a double move, you would make it beyond them at this point, because Garret stopped within his 30-foot radius. So,
I'm just going to move to the next attacker.
okay. All right. So as you come charging in, make me one more perception check with your dark vision.
19.
Oh, god damn it, cat. I'll be right back.
We all heard that.
We heard that.
Wow.
Oh, poor kitty.
Damn tabaxi.
Right?
Right. Okay.
So much for no trouble from the Jade.
So, hey, you know, them shifty tabaxis.
I know.
So, Lesterin, you come running in, and just after you get beyond Garret, you do, in fact, see two more fighting. This particular member of the Fangs looks like they're dual-wielding short swords, and they're not wearing any armor, but where did they get short swords is a quick question. And they're coming at this halfling who is bleeding but still up, and he's just barely dodging out of each blow.
Well, I'll go after him.
All right.
Yeah, halfling dex.
You halflings.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a 20 on the attack check.
That's a hit.
Go, great axe.
10 damage.
Okay, that is a nice solid hit. The sword fighter just you turn in and you just take that great axe and right into the hip. You hip check them with the great axe, and you hear that satisfying crunch knowing that you've landed a great hit. And they turn towards you, now recognizing that threat, and give this hiss at you like... And then it is actually their turn. They shout out, they're rallying! The gods are rallying! Hurry it up! Kill the traitor! Kill the clowns! And help me! And they're going to go for 2 attacks against you, Lestrin.
Oh.
First attack hit. Second attack is probably a miss.
Oh, no.
Miss. Okay. So, it's a D6. Woo! Ooh, that's a solid hit. That is a whopping 6 points of damage.
Ow.
As the first of their short swords just lashes out directly towards your head and catches you on the shoulder and neck a little bit. But the second attack, they were just trying to go directly down to cut one of your arms, wheeling the axe off, and they just missed and hit the great axe itself.
Oh, I forgot to enter rage.
Oh. All right. You hear various noises in the background again. This time you hear a scream that sounds like a hiss, and it sounds like the fangs are not doing well. Jyotis, it is now your round.
Am I just in the entrance?
You were ahead of Jyotis, but behind Garret, so yes.
Ahead of me.
Ahead of Lestrin?
Sorry, ahead of Lestrin, yeah.
Okay. All right, so I need to roll perception with my dark vision, I assume.
Yes, once you get inside, you would make a regular roll.
Yep. So, hey, that's going to be good. I got to find my perception. So that's a 21 total?
Yeah, that's perfect. You see and hear, and you know the importance of being able to listen to an echo when you're underwater, based on your talents. And so when you get into the cave, you don't just listen for the sound, you listen on how long the sound takes, and that combined with your vision enables you to perfectly see the dual sword wielding person trying to assault Lestrin, as well as hear that there's probably at least 2 more fangs left in this place, because one cried out and sounded like it died, but there are other people here.
Mm-hmm.
That said, it is your action to attack should you wish.
I would like to attack the person that just hit my friend.
Okay, go for it.
Do I have range on them? And
yes, easily.
Okay.
Easily.
That's a 17 to hit?
Yep.
Oh, good. Yay. Roll the damage. 8 total.
Okay. Yeah, that 8 total damage. You just shoot him through the heart. You are no bones about this. And they try to get their sword arm up in time, but it's far too late because they were too invested in fighting against Lestrin. And that bolt just comes in and right through the heart. And they just fall to the side.
So with what's left of my turn, can I use the remainder of my movement to get to Lestrin?
Yes.
And Lestrin, are you kind of hurting?
Yes.
Because I can't heal you yet, though. Because I used my attack.
Yep, you already did the thing.
Yep, I did the thing.
That said, we come to Lolly. You were directly outside of the cave. You may enter the cave now.
Okay.
Your friends are in the second part of that cave. So the cave entrance down at the bottom, and then if you jut to the right, that's where your friends were. You do see a tabaxi currently surrendering to the guards that were coming in with Garret.
Okay. Seeing Lester being attacked, can I... I'm going to do my 30 feet a minute of movement. But kind of stay at the entrance of the cave?
Yes.
And no more pings from detect magic? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So I have no reason to, stare.
No.
Can I... Mikey. I'll Eldritch Blast the one that attacked Lester.
That one is dead.
Oh, it's dead. I'm
He's
sorry.
dead. I shot him in the heart.
It's dead, Jim. It's dead.
Dead,
Very
Jim.
dead.
It's beginning to smell. Alright. Is anybody else attacking them, or are they kind of
Not
fixated
yet.
on each
You
other?
hear combat further in the cave. Even with your passive perception, you hear that there's still combat going.
And I would relay what I told, when you're close enough.
Yeah, that there's at least 2 more fangs left, because Jyotis had an excellent perception check and, again, was able to time the echoes and to make out distinct voices.
Okay. I am going to spend more movement,
Okay.
but kind of not the full movement. Still sticking to the walls of the cave
Okay.
and try and peer in as a free action.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that.
16.
Okay. So you, being intelligent, know that when you're in danger, making the wall back to you and then kind of cornering around is the best bet to get a good viewpoint. And you do that, but without dark vision, this cave is pretty difficult to see in.
Oh, should I do disadvantage?
No, it's low light, so it is what it is. Like, when you're outside of low light, that's a disadvantage, but when you're in it, it is what it is.
Okay.
The sight is limited in half, but with a 16, was it?
Yeah.
You do see at least one of the fangs fighting, and it looks like this almost even-handed match where they've got... It looks like they broke off 2 mining picks or broke it in half and tied it to their arms and are trying to go in like this, punching. And the person they're fighting appears to be a human male. Mm-hmm. And brief description of them. Looks like he might be in his mid-40s. And he's got one of those faces that you would just forget if you weren't directly looking at him right now. It's very plain, skin of medium color, black hair, dark eyes.
He has a face.
Right, prisoner's clothes. It's just non-discernible. Like, his hair is kept short and just generic. Like, this is the kind of person who is normally difficult to see because they're average height, average build, average in every way.
Alright. Would that have been a bonus action or just a quick peer in?
I've been giving you guys perception checks as a free action because I'm making you run so much. I don't want to be like, run, perceive. Let's take 50 turns to get this done. No.
Alright. Bonus action... bonus action hidden step. And I'm invisible until the start of my next turn.
Okay. Alright.
That's it.
Okay. Alright. With that, top of the round, Garret, we come back to you.
Hello.
The tabaxi has surrendered to you. You watched Lestering go in and get a good hit on the person who was apparently fighting a halfling, and then you watched Jyotis just come in and light crossbow that person straight through the heart. Lolly comes in by you, gliding along the back wall, sees some of the fighting going on, and then just vanishes.
All right. What else is going on? Like, how far is the...
Right now, you do hear the sounds of combat. You were right there, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It's at least 50 feet away from you because you're right now in the lowermost portion of that cave, and the fighting is currently happening in the uppermost portion of the cave.
Oh, okay. I thought I was in that secondary portion.
No, sorry. The tabaxi was fighting right at the entrance to that second portion. So you could get up to the entrance area of that deepest cave.
So, I'm going to move to the entrance there.
Okay.
That's 30 feet, right?
Yes.
I want to move, just 30 feet.
Uh-huh.
Look in. Is it possible to perceive enough to use a ranged weapon hurting somebody else?
Yes, but I need you to roll a perception check first, as this is low light.
Yeah. So I'm going to sheathe my weapons and pull.
Mm-hmm.
And let me see what the dice gods have to say. Vision here. So that is 16.
Okay. You can make out exactly what Lolly saw beforehand, where there's this very average human male in his middle 40s that is currently attempting to fight this person that's hissing at them and trying to punch them with what looks like some home-crafted weapons out of a mining pick broken in half and wrapped via bandages and leathers around their wrists.
Well, then I guess
deeper than that, you still hear fighting, but you're not sure where it's coming from.
I'm going to take a shot at Mr. Hissyface.
Okay, go ahead and shoot your bow.
That is a math, 20 to hit.
Nice.
That 20 does hit.
So, fuck again, minimum damage. Christ, 5.
Okay, well, it still hurts. Like that, you draw your bow, fire, and it goes. You were aiming for spine to try to like just paralyze in one shot. Unfortunately, it goes a little to the right, and it looks like it hurts, but it's not stopping them. It didn't sink in quite as far as you wanted it to.
Yeah, I'm just grumpy because that's like the 5th or 6th.
Hey, buddy, we all have those nights. I feel you.
Was that a longbow or short bow?
It's a crossbow.
Oh, crossbow. Nice. Yay.
All right, Lestrin, we come to you.
Okie dokie.
That fight would be within your range, as you were deeper than Garret was before.
Okay, I am not. Can I hold off on my turn?
Yeah, what kind of action would you want to hold? So, this is a different thing about 5e, where you have to choose one particular action to hold. So you can either hold a movement action or an attack, but you can't hold both. So it's one of those, like, unfortunate things. But if you were like, oh, I'm going to wait to see if I get healed and then I'm going to move, that you can hold it as an action.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay.
I'm gonna wait and see if I get healed and then move.
Okay. Yeah, that is fine. I assume you're just going to move the 25 feet to get into the entrance of that first cave.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Very good. Okay. So then we come to bad guys and good guys. Lestrin, as you hold the halfling, just thanks. You saved my life there, brah. Good fighting, I noticed.
No problem.
Turns to Jyotis and just, same to you. Very sharp eye. Very good. I surrender. Too much fighting for me anyways.
Happy to help.
With that... Okay. Alright, so, the Fang with the gauntlet does manage to get a hit on the relatively plain-faced man, who then, in return, just at bare hand, open palm, smacks the crap out of the one who's assaulting him and drives him back like 5 feet.
Nice.
And it just stops like, what? And you see the plain-looking man just, I think we're about done here. And with that comes to Jyotis.
All right. So I'm assuming I'm standing right next to Lester now.
Yes.
I'm going to use Cure Wounds.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to heal.
Touchy.
Feel good.
That would be a 9 total. 9.
Jesus, you rolled max a lot tonight, buddy.
I know it's a 1d plus 4. So
yeah,
I keep on rolling 1s.
I could have technically healed 12.
You're just draining all of Mikey's energy. That's what's going on.
I keep rolling really well to hit, but damage sucks.
That's okay. It's level 1. Any damage is good damage.
True enough.
All right.
So that was 9 points.
9 heal. And then I'm going to use no problem. And then I'm going to use the rest of my movement to get to where Garret is, because I don't want to rush into the area. I want to get there and perceive what's in the room.
Roll me a perception check.
Rolling perception. That's going to be good too. What's my perception? That's a 22 total.
Okay, 22 total. Lestrin, you move up as your action and get just ahead of Garret once again, because Garret just came to the entrance to see if he could get the shot. You, with your natural dark vision, and Jyotis would get this at the same time. The two of you see not just two people fighting, but in the backdrop, there is one last person who is... Give me 1 second to pull up everything. Jyotis looks relatively similar to you, only the skin's a little bit more green, and he appears to be using a quarterstaff or a stick. Maybe it's a shovel that just had the shovel part cut off to hold off two of the things that are attempting to attack him. And the two that you see him fending off appear to not be human. Their skin has this slight texture to it, almost scale in copper and bronzish color.
Kind of snakish.
Kind of snakish. Their eyes, when you do see them, they have this just yellow and greenish glow, and those slits are just a little too narrow. In addition to that, you see one person huddled in the back, just backed up into the rear of the cave and crouching and being as low as they can get. With that, that is the end of your turn. Lolly, it is your turn.
Okay. Okay, so I'm invisible.
Until the end of your turn.
Until the end of my turn. And is the guy... So, the one that I was seeing originally held off as a attacker, and that guy fell down.
He did not kill the person he was fighting. He just knocked them back. He knocked them back, and it does look like they're stunned. It does look like something went...
Boing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Boing.
Yeah, it looks like they're having a little trouble breathing, like they got hit in the solar plexus.
I think he's got this. I'm going to kind of edge toward the guy holding off the two reptilian guys.
Eldritch Blast is insane. If you go to the entrance of the first area, you get
Am I considering flanking or at advantage?
They are engaged, so it would be at advantage.
Okay.
Nice.
And I'm invisible.
Yes.
Okay. Eldritch Blast. 21?
21 is a hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. 4 points of damage.
Okay. Choose left or right.
Left.
Okay. All right. You shoot out a bolt, and it catches the left one right in the calf, like you were shooting, and it just went a little bit lower than you expected. It still hits, and they still... All right. With that, we come to...
And my invisible drops.
Yeah, your invisibility drops. One last thing. You get a ping of magic.
Ooh.
In the right corner of the room, behind 6 inches of stone, you detect abjuration magic.
I actually wouldn't know the school or where it was specifically unless I took a full action to look for it. But I would get the ping.
Yeah.
And just like, there's something here.
Yeah. In addition to Jyotis' leg, you get that.
My left leg.
Damn that leg.
Yeah.
It's pinging me.
It's so shiny, so chrome.
All right. About that later.
All right.
Wait, you have a shiny leg?
All right.
Possibly.
Top of the round, Garret.
Bonjour.
Hello. You see a person who is looking a little bit wobbly directly ahead of you, that their improvised weapons didn't work nearly as well as they expected.
Alright, having seen the blast that Lolly just threw, would that provide me with enough light?
Yeah, now you
Confetti
see.
ball.
Like, now we know. Yes.
Alright, then I'm going to try to shoot off another bolt at 2 other attackers.
Okay.
Because Mr. Wobbly doesn't seem to be a threat.
Yeah, Mr. Wobbly is Mr. Wobbly is just taking a momentary vacation. Sometimes you got to step back and think about your mouths.
Yeah, 17 to hit.
That's a hit. Were you shooting left or right?
Let's go for right.
Okay, share the love. Roll some damage.
Ooh, I rolled a 6 on the die, so that...
What was that, a 9 damage or a 10?
Total of 10.
Okay, yeah, that's a solid hit. You
Yay, crossbows.
You pull back, you pull up, click, and yeah, that one hurts. That one clearly went through the lung right near the heart. And that snake goes to hiss, but they just make a half wheeze sound instead. They're not down, but oh, did that hurt. All right, Lesterin, we are to you.
Well, first of all, I'm going to enter rage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rage.
And I will attack the other guy that Gary didn't attack.
Okay, so you're coming in and attacking lefty, or are you going for the stunned one?
Let's hit the stunned one.
Okay, your attack on the stunned one is at advantage as they are stunned.
Yeah.
Their wibbly wobbly timey wimey is not working out to their benefit.
Great Axe's head off.
It'd be 22 to hit.
Yeah, that's a thwack attack.
Cool that we're all for like conflict
8
resolution.
damage.
Okay. Yeah, very solid hit. You bring the great axe down, and like in that raging moment, you're not very specific about your targeting. You just and dig it in, and it looks like that gentleman will be hurting when he is capable of having reactions. That said, it is now good guys and bad guys' turn. The stunned one does not move. The other two miss, and a crit. Ow. Okay. The seafaring-looking folk takes a bad hit as one of the two Yuan Ti just takes this double-edged dagger that looks highly unwieldy and just rakes it over through the front and then brings it by flipping it around directly back into their kidney before pulling it out. And you just see the Triton just... and it looks like he's barely holding on. That said, we next come to the good guys. The good guys get to go. The first one, the plain Jane-looking gentleman, will come up. Yep. Oh, and that's a crit. So, Lesterin, you watch as the regular gentleman in front of you just comes up and just, oh yes, that was very effective, but just a little finesse. And he walks up, and you see his first move is to sweep that Yuan Ti's leg, which pulls him out of the great axe, and then his hands come up, and he hits twice in the face, and the first hit bends the neck, the second hit snaps the neck, and the gentleman falls. It's just disgusting. Looks back. My Triton friend is in need of help. And he rushes back to try to provide some aid, but he can't do anything more. Or no, he can. He has martial arts. He's going to go in for a hit on the one that tried to hit. That's a hit. Minimum damage. I am cursed too. So he tries. Yeah, he tries that palm technique again, but he aims a little bit low and just hits tailbone on the back of the right one, and the right one just. But yeah. All right. So with that, we come to Jyotis. It is now your turn.
All right. So the staggered dude that Lesterin hit is still up?
No. That dude is gone. I got a crit on him. He is gone.
He's dead. All right. So there's still two snake-looking fellows attacking the guy that looks kind of like me.
Yeah, the one on the left looks pretty okay. Like they got shot in the leg. The one on the right looks like it's barely hanging in there.
All right. Well, let's take aim at the guy on the right.
Lesterin just wants that kill count. That's all. Or not Lesterin. Jyotis just wants that kill count. He's just like...
I mean... you know... if I hit the guy on the right and don't kill him, there's still 2 guys that can punch the guy that's almost dead.
Yeah.
So Anyway, rolling to attack. That
Help
is
Steve counting kills.
16 to hit.
Yeah, it's a hit.
All right, rolling damage. Wow, 8 total damage.
That's more than enough.
That's consistent.
More than enough. As Jyotis just being Jyotis, just click. And at this point, you can see that there's like barely a reaction each time he pulls trigger from the crossbow. This is just pure professionalism, as it's just another bolt, another death. And the bolt flies true, striking this Yuan-Ti through the heart where it almost got hit by the short bow, and it just falls. Yeah. That said, Jyotis, anything else on your turn?
I don't think so, because I can see everything else that's happening in the room, and it's just those 2 guys left, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, 1 now.
1 now.
I will stay where I'm at.
All right, Lolly, your turn.
Okay. Eldritch Blast on
The one remaining.
the one remaining, yeah. 7. Is he still considered flanked?
He is flanked, technically? Technically? Yeah, I'll give you advantage.
Okay. I mean, it's not bad, but yeah. So 13?
Yeah, that's a hit. That's
Okay.
exactly what you needed.
Wow.
Okay, cool.
That's a lot lower than I expected.
So level one do not give
Level
people
1.
high ACs.
Yeah.
10?
Is it a 0? Yeah, that's a 10. That's a max
Okay.
damage.
0 equals 10. Boink.
Okay. Yeah, 10 points of damage. How do you want to do this, Lolly?
A crackling wave of energy fills the air in rainbowy, sparkly lights and arches toward him, and then and a shower of glittery confetti explodes on his leg.
Pink puff.
So you just shot him in the leg. So,
It was like a glitter bomb.
yeah, the rest of you watch as that glitter bomb goes into the leg, and then the force concussions of it drive this rainbow energy up into him, and you just see him shudder and hiss one last time before falling down.
Oh no. Yes.
Yeah, that's just about
Never
appropriate.
mind. RuPaul is my patron.
All right, we are going to take a break here for let's take a 10-minute break. I think it's 9:30 where you guys are, right? Or no, 9:50, right? Or 9:50 where Sam is.
Where I am.
Yeah, us too.
Yeah, I totally could have started earlier because you guys are in a different time zone.
I know. I'm sorry. We needed a break after the con, though. We were so exhausted.
I imagine so. That's a long day, probably.
All right, guys, let's take like a 10-minute break and be back.
Okay. See you in
All right.
All right.
Excellent.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good. I had to switch to my laptop because my cell phone is almost dead.
You're kind of echoing.
Oh. I can't help that. It's a big room.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome back.
Oh, shoot.
So, that was fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was going to say something, but I totally forgot what I was going to say. So, I should have wrote myself a note when I went to get food. My wife was out at a teacher's night in, so she got back and we were just talking about it. So, whatever was in my head before, I just went out the door.
It's gone.
You'll think of it like when you don't need to remember it.
Yes, it'll be one of those
Exactly.
things. Yep. Mm-hmm. So, I am carrying my crossbow still, like the extra crossbow, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Probably hand it to one of the guards.
Yeah, let make sure that everyone's back, and then we'll get started. Mikey, you with us?
Yeah.
All right, welcome back. So, with combat being over, Lolly, first to you, as your action would have been coming next logically anyways, is that you do get that ping of magic. It is abjuration, and it is 6 feet buried in the stone to the right.
Okay. Yeah, I would have taken time to examine that a little more.
Okay. Yeah, again, that's all the information I have to give to you. It's behind the stone. It's approximately a fist-sized object.
Okay. I am actually going to go... I can't help myself. I'm going to go over there.
Okay.
Can I start snuffling and digging at it?
If you can find a pickaxe.
Well,
most
that
of
guy
them...
had him tied to his hand.
A broken one, yes.
Yes.
Yes, there is one nearby. But that said, considering everything that's going on with the guards pouring in right now, are you bending over to pick up a pickaxe?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see if the guards notice. Yeah, they notice. I got a nat 20.
She's 9 foot and blue fur.
She's actually 7 foot.
I
She
saw
lied
her
to you
around
last
mess
week.
hall yesterday.
She lied to you last game.
She's a hard prisoner.
Right. No, they look and what are you doing?
There's a thing. And I just kind of like paw at the ground.
Don't hurt anyone, okay?
I won't.
Okay. What happened here? And
Well, I'm just going to let's just travel by tape edit here and explain it that I saw from my perspective.
Yeah. And you see the gentleman who was fighting in hand-to-hand, the average-looking man, just give a nod and just, that is an apt summary of what happened here. The Fangs were attempting to kill one of their own who wanted to give some information, and we were trying to prevent that from happening. 2 of my people are desperately in need of attention, and I would prefer that you help them. Yeah, in the background, ting, ting, ting. In fact, roll me a strength check.
All right.
Oh, wow. 5?
It's not going well.
Can I help with this?
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm gonna make my way. I'd like to make my way to the guy that looks like me, because that's not often that you find that.
Yeah. As you walk a little closer, with your natural perception, you would be able to tell that this is a Triton. Again, greenish-looking skin. He's just rubbing the edge of his kidney where he was hit. It's just... you had better be worth it, snake man.
Are you okay, sir?
I have...
Can anyone do anything for the wounded?
The guards look between each other and just... We have healer kits at the guardhouse. We can bring them there and get them treatment. And they do start helping the people that are laid out and wounded, that are still alive. The snakes are not amongst them.
Yeah.
That said, the man who is curled in the corner, Jyotis, when you got close enough to talk to Noro, you notice that this man has an eyeball tattooed in the center of his forehead.
Most intrigued.
I'm going to offer support. Hey, give me your arm and I'll take people out.
Yeah, I want to talk to the Triton guy a little bit, just maybe get a little bit of his story, see why he's here, what his background was.
Okay.
I want to help Lolly.
Okay. Lester, roll a strength check with advantage.
Ow.
Ding!
22.
Yeah. So while Lolly is using the mining pick to like just hit one pebble at a time out, you don't even bother to grab a mining pick. You just take your axe and because you're still enraged, and you just pump that blood and adrenaline to the one furious final strike. Bring the axe down and just all that rock begins to break apart.
Dwarf.
Ooh, you're so strong.
Diggy, diggy.
So, with that, Lolly, what you find is this glowing stone. And hey, Sam, could I get you to mute when you're not talking?
Yep. So
Sorry. Thank you.
Or use headphones instead.
You find this rock, and it's no more than the size of a human fist. Not your fist, because yours is a little bigger.
Yeah.
But it's this glowing, speckling stone.
Is it pretty?
It is very pretty, and there's an abundance of magic within it.
Ooh,
It is of abjuration in nature.
abjuration pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the thing we were
okay.
hired to find?
Now that I can see it
No.
and hold it, that bears magic. You learn at School of Magic. Yeah, it doesn't. I just learned the school.
Yeah.
Her. All right. I will throw this in my pouch.
Okay. All right. So. All right. You put the shiny speckling stone in your pouch.
Oh, sure. I'm sure that's fine.
Yeah, I don't give out cursed items at level 1 typically.
I don't know, man. I remember what Malcolm had to deal with.
Okay, to be fair, the only one you were meant to get was the person who was going to follow you around like a lovesick puppy. The other one was not my fault. The other two were not my fault. Yeah.
No, those are just shitty rolls. That was Caution's fault.
Yeah, Caution was just like, hey, we heard you wanted to play hard mode.
Basically.
Yeah, so with that stone recovered by Lolly, meanwhile, the Triton that you're kind of talking to, Jyotis, give me 1 second to bring up the notes on this.
No
gentleman.
problem. You said Triton, right?
Yeah.
So he's not quite like me. He's similar.
Similar. More of a greenish tint to him.
Mm-hmm.
And again, he gives this like, yeah, so I don't know, man. I just do what the boss says. The boss says, defend this stupid snake. I keep the stupid snake alive. You're alive, right, stupid snake? And the gentleman who is huddled in the corners, yes. Thank you. I've seen the error of my ways.
Most intriguing. So you are his personal bodyguard?
No, I am not his bodyguard. And he stares at you for a second. You know, you help me, I help you.
I see.
The gentleman over near the entrance, he persuaded me to keep this man alive, because this man had information that apparently the rest of the things did not want leaking, so they were coming for him.
So he's the traitor to the Fangs.
That is correct. And the person who's huddled up on the floor is just, I'm no stinking traitor. I stole from the Dejani. And the Fangs wanted me dead so they wouldn't have to turn it over.
Oh, really? What exactly did you steal from the Dejani?
Roll a persuasion.
Rolling persuasion, which is going to be crap. Because I have 0 persuasion, I think. Yeah, I have 0 persuasion, and I rolled a total of 5.
Ah, there it is. The man just looks up to you and just, I don't know, blue thing. I didn't get to open it. I just stole it.
Weird. So you stole a chest.
Yes. I stole a chest. And those f***ing fangs were gonna kill me for it.
They were going to kill you because you didn't give it to them, or because you were going to tell the Dejani that you stole it?
Roll a persuasion check.
Persuasion again. Oh, man. 7.
I tell you nothing. Yeah, like, you have many questions for one that I don't know and one that I don't care about. You might even be a fang after the fangs. They like to be tricky.
I'm not a fang.
How do I know that?
You don't, but I'm not a fang.
Well, he just kind of killed some.
I did just kill a bunch of fangs.
He just starts laughing in this, like, cackly hiss almost, and just...
Fangs kill fangs. That's normal.
Strong snakes eat weaker snakes.
Mm-hmm. Right. Hey, Garret. I think this is the guy we're looking for.
I'm pretty sure I'm not actually there.
Yeah, Garrett's helping people.
Are you still helping people away?
Yeah, okay. The guards let Lesterin and Lolly do this because Garret was actually participating and helping with the roundup.
Oh, good.
So
good. Hey, Lesterin. Boy, is that something shiny I saw? Briefly.
Yeah, like out of the corner of your eye, Lolly like grabs this shiny thing after Lesterin. Like you hear ting, 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 and then Lolly just grabs this like shiny thing. It's like, woo!
Lesterin, I think this is the guy we're looking for, and he gestures to the thing in the corner.
That's awesome. Lolly found something cool.
I did.
Was that
I hold
the
up the
shiny
pickaxe.
thing? I guess
It makes this noise.
it makes noise. Oh,
No, Lolly, the ting wasn't. Never mind.
we'll investigate that later if it's safe. Is it safe?
Well, it hasn't killed anyone yet.
Is it safe?
Is it secret?
Is it safe? Is it secret? I'm not getting very far with questioning this guy. Lesterin, could you maybe intimidate him a little?
I can take care of that.
I found out that he has stolen a chest from the Dejani, but he claims that he doesn't know what was in it.
16 on my intimidation check.
Oh, I rolled poorly. So, Lesterin, what do you do to intimidate him? Can you describe that a little for me?
I'm gonna give him that look.
Okay. Yeah, that
You know
look.
the one that your mom,
Like the
dwarf's
sexy one? Or?
and then you all of a sudden spill your guts.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I know that look.
That's it, exactly.
No, not that look.
Having received it from your mom, I knew you'd know the one.
Yeah. Having lived it from my mother, I would know that look. So, Lesterin just gives this stern, cold look after coming out of rage. And, like, this guy has just watched Lesterin break a cave wall in one swing of a great axe, and just
leaving a guy,
and just dust off the axe and come over to him, and just gives this stare. And it's just, there's silence. There's no words to it. But after looking at Lesterin for just a couple of seconds, okay. The Dejani were transporting some of the goods necessary to connect the horned gate, the gate that the Roxari nation is constructing on Raisha, so that we can have trade back and forth between countries. We were going to steal it and let the pearlescent viper choose between selling it back to them or just taking it and keeping you lots separated. But that said, I didn't think that my own brethren would betray me like this. They just...
Ooh, what's the pearlescent viper?
Do you say that?
Yeah.
Roll a persuasion check. With advantage because of Lesterin.
19 on the dice.
Oh yeah, no, that's he's still getting mom stared, so he's willing to share so long as you're not, apparently Jyotis.
Yeah.
So he pauses and he's just, the pearlescent viper is the leader of the fangs of Lasashel in this region of the world. I was hoping to give it to her and move up, but my foolhardiness got me caught at the docks by these people. And he points towards both the Triton and that very plain-looking man, who is still somehow in the room, despite everyone else being escorted out.
Oh, shit. You're still there?
Yeah, like, you forgot about him, but he's still there.
It's like Anne from Roa.
So the guy that was protecting your life is also the guy that got you caught and shrieking.
And the gentleman who has been, at this point, silent until now, and just his very average voice, was just, oh, no. We weren't caught. The Fangs were attempting to catch us, trying to stop them. They paid off a bunch of the tricorns to have us arrested and brought here without trial. Captain Janaka is aware of what has happened, but he is at this point unable to do anything about our current outstanding arrest. That said, we, after being moved here, offered this one protection, because if he were dead, then the Fangs could claim that they had no idea what he did with the items, and then the Dejani would have no one to find it. Whereas the finder's fee would go up, the time, effort, and energy would also mean more of a Dejani presence in the town. That's not necessarily beneficial. Build bridges, not walls. So, I made him an offer. He could stay alive, and under my care, provided he gives the information. And he looks like he's in process of giving the information.
Mm-hmm.
The man with the snake eye in the middle of his head just... What? Alright. It's in the Foundry District. You know, the crafters' end of town where they make all the stuff. That's, the Fangs have it in their base until they can move it down to a cove on the coast and meet up with one of the Viper's ships.
Do you know what it is?
Yeah. It's a compass, but it's not a normal compass. It's got all these extra levers and directions, and when you open it, it casts out this almost projection-like thing. And
Ooh.
I don't know how to describe it beyond that. I have no familiarity with magics, but...
Is it the golden compass?
It was not gold.
Oh.
Is it
It was
really
silver.
theometer?
He just turns to you and, I do not know what that word is. And you're not in the room.
Yeah, I was just thinking,
he's helping.
Just saying, a magic company. A magic compass that detects magic.
Oh, it is no doubt magical. But that said, the Djani were planning on using it to help the Roxori build their horned gate. I do not know how it works. I do not know why it works. But we figured that with it, we could either extort the Djani or just simply take it.
Okay.
Well, I see your plan backfired.
Massively.
Mm-hmm.
The pearlescent viper would be most displeased if she found out that the fangs are being so small-minded and petty in this town. We've worked long and hard to be able to have a seat. And then these assholes. And he indicates over towards the very plain-looking gentleman in the Triton.
He said a bad word.
They have made our business very, very difficult. It took a massive bribe in some of the tricorns to bring them in.
I would guess. Since they're innocent men, so to say.
And the very average-looking man just, yes, completely innocent. Most of us just run businesses. We just happen to care about our town and not want individuals such as this to be extorting people and stealing and hurting and enslaving. And he gets close to the gentleman and just, I trust that as someone who is no longer a member of the Fangs, that you will continue to provide information about all of them to myself, to my associate, and he points towards Noro, and apparently to my new friend here. And he points towards Jyotis and Molly.
And Lestrin.
And Lestrin, yeah, like he kind of like pauses before Lestrin because like the mom stares start going, and he's like, yeah, and that one too.
I don't think that one's friends with anyone.
That said, if you don't mind, I have other business to attend to. It's been a very pleasant stay in prison, but I have places to be, people to see, and a business to run. So I
didn't catch your name. What was your name?
I didn't give it, but forgive me. That is rather rude and pointless, considering that you helped save some of my members. You may call me Joris de Conte.
Joris de Conte.
Ooh.
Can I have that in
Is
writing?
it Conte?
And the other guy was Noro, right?
Correct. Yes, that is Noro. He only goes by Noro.
I'm fine with that. Could I assist you guys to the guard shack where you could get mended from the battle?
Noro just, boss, we go into the shack. For now, yes. Yes, we are.
What are we going to do with him? I mean, gestures towards the snake guy.
Well, now that we have information from him, we're going to go about our day like normal. He's going to keep on breathing, living, eating, and working here. And every time he thinks of something, he's going to see one of my associates that's staying here a bit longer.
Mm-hmm.
And sure enough, even though Noro's wounded, like, he helps this gentleman up. And just, come on, let's get you checked out.
Like I'll kind of help, like pick him up too if they need assistance.
Yeah, no,
wounded or wounded.
Noro, despite being heavily wounded, still looks very capable. He's one of those people that you can tell he's seen some battle before.
He's a badass. Mm-hmm.
Is Noro's the guard?
Noro is the Triton.
Got it.
And as you guys are coming towards the exit, the average-looking man, Jyotis, turns to you all and just, by the way, did you see some of my associates? One would have been a human female in her late 50s. Another would have been a tabaxi female, younger-ish. Yes.
We saw the kitty.
Is she all right?
Yeah.
Good. And also, halfling male.
You saved the halfling on the way to you. This
Very good. Did you see a human female, mid-50s, graying hair?
Don't recall, but she may have been in the skirmish. Did we see her?
You did not.
Didn't think so.
So, afterwards, you guys take them to the guardhouse. They are taken inside the guardhouse for treatment. And essentially speaking, the guard captain, who is now up and about, and despite being wounded still, is clearly happy to see you. And just, oh, thank you. Unfortunately, my guards, they froze in fear when the Fangs arrived, screaming and hissing and trying to corner the crowns in the cave. Without me to lead them, these men are idiots. You have my gratitude.
We are glad we could help.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want from me?
Well, I'd like to give your crossbow back. Your guard gave me this to warn the other guards not to shoot us. Thank you for that.
Thank you. He takes it.
And also, have you seen this girl?
I already told you that I had not
You
seen
asked
that.
it already.
All right.
I have not seen your poorly drawn goblet.
Really, John.
And he then turns and looks up and just, speaking of my gods, why did these sharpshooters not rain arrows down? And he looks up. I hate to be a bother. I will already pay you for your services here today. But would you please, one of you, or multiple of you, check on my guard towers? See what is going on? They look like they're in position, but no one is moving.
Most intriguing.
I'll go take a look.
All right.
I
I'll
will
go as well.
too. Are
So,
we going to split the team?
How
back
many
to the
guard towers are there?
There's 2 guard towers that you saw. That said, my question is going to be, which one would you like to approach and how close would you like to get?
I'll go to the nearest one.
Okay. So you work your way out and around the quarry and come to the one that is... Well, actually, if you are by the guardhouse, you take the stairs and go to the one that's on the east. So, as you approach, you can make a perception check. The tower is 25 feet off the... So you're looking 25 feet up. It's relatively easy to see.
Perception.
Can I roll 2? Am I there? Like,
Am I there?
Anyone who wants to.
okay.
Total of 11.
Okay. Garret, what you see, the sun's kind of bright at the moment. It's getting to like mid to late afternoon. It's approximately 2:30 right now. And it's just that sunlight is starting to catch your eye where you're like, okay, I see them. They're there, but it's difficult to get any detail on it. Lestrin, as you walk up, you kind of put your hand over your eyes to look up and get a better view of this. And it's odd because neither of them are moving. And at first you're like, are they asleep on the job? And then you keep watching, and still neither of them are moving. And then Jyotis comes up behind you, looks up, and sees the exact same thing, where neither of them are moving at all.
Either they're stunned or they're an apparition.
Something's wrong.
They were not the guards that helped us out before, right? That came from a different area. That came from the gate.
Guard tower. Those were the gate guards.
Okay. Yeah.
Did they pass out from heat stroke?
That's not a bad assumption.
If they passed out from heat stroke, they would have either collapsed or at least been like kind of moving. Like, having witnessed me pass out in the past, you know what it looks like when someone's starting to pass out. And being a soldier, you would know what it looks like when a soldier who's not really well trained. And neither of these gentlemen is wearing the heaviest of armor because they're both more equipped for that long distance connection. They very much look very still.
They're either magically stunned or not real.
I'll go up. Anybody object?
I'm going to get my crossbow ready so I can cover her.
Yeah, I'm going to do the same.
So, Lestrin, how are you going to do this? Are you going to try to climb up, or are you just going to go out the gatehouse and loop around?
I'll just go around.
Okay. Yeah. So it takes a little while. But when you get within about 30 feet of this, you notice that the one on the ground has an arrow sticking out of their back.
Oh, dear.
And they are just frozen. And then when you get within about 10 feet of the guardhouse, you look up, and again, there's an arrow sticking out of the back of the guard up in the tower. Frozen.
So, can I backtrack real quick, Bob? Sorry.
No backtracking. Okay. Only forward.
Well, while she was walking around, I'd like to cast Detect Magic.
Okay. I mean, it would probably take her about 5 minutes to do that walk.
Right, because it's a minute.
Unless Lestrin was going for a run. Yeah, so
we're meant for sprinting.
Yeah, so after Lestrin gets there and starts talking about how there's arrows in their back, is right at about which time you complete that ritual. You detect your leg, and Lolly, are you around with everyone else right now?
No, I'm down on the ground.
She's
hanging out with the chief.
Hanging out with the chief, yeah.
The captain.
Yeah. So
not looking at bodies.
Yeah. Okay. So that said, you do not detect any magic outside of your leg.
Okay. Am I within range of the tower, or do I need to be closer?
You're 25 feet down, but you know for a fact that if you had something magical pinging off of the arrows that Lestrin is describing, that at least the one on the ground would have shown up within range. I'm not that horrible.
Okay. I just want to make sure. Okay. Well. Don't detect any magical stuns.
This might explain why that guy had 2 short swords.
Indeed. How did they get the guards propped up like that?
Paralyzing venom of some kind?
Right.
Yeah, being an ex-soldier of the Underdark, you would know that a lot of the worst monsters in the Underdark prefer to paralyze their prey so that their prey is fully and completely aware that it's being eaten, but not able to do anything about it. These soldiers are dead, but their bodies were struck with a paralysis arrow that left them still standing. And thinking back on it, the person with the twin short swords short swords. There we go. That person did not have any sort of bow with them.
Mm-hmm. So
I would like to roll perception for my own safety.
Okay. Roll a perception check.
$16.
Doesn't seem like anything's unnatural. You notice that it's about 50 feet back to where the jungle starts back up again. And it gets thick pretty quick with a lot of ferns and brush and shrubbery and full trees too. Birds and animals appear to be moving as normal. You don't hear anything moving. You don't see any attackers or anything like that.
are the footprints or anything leading away from the tower?
With the 16, the only footprints that Lestrin can make out are that of the guards themselves, but it would be relatively easy to guess that a person trying to be subtle about this would want to do this from a distance. A distant lined up shot.
Mm-hmm. Well, 50 feet's well within range of most ranged weapons.
Yeah, and with both of your knowledges, you being a Marine and Lestrin being a soldier, you would both know that any longbow can easily do that shot from the foliage of the jungle.
Mm-hmm.
The only talent of the shot is that someone managed to do it twice in the same position and let no one know.
Right.
And you would strongly suspect that if these guards aren't moving at all, the guards in the other guard tower aren't moving at all.
Indeed. Well, we know these guards aren't moving. We're going to assume the other guards are the same. We should still investigate, but we definitely need to warn the captain first, I think.
That's a good plan.
Because
Shall I
there
go
could
or
be
do
a
you
larger...
want to?
There could be a larger attack.
Okay.
I will go. I have
think
rapport with
we
the
should
captain.
go back to the captain. I'm going back.
It's
Okay.
a good plan.
Let's all go then, but we should still check out that tower at some point.
Lestrin, do you want to climb down or do you want to go back around?
Gonna go around.
Okay. That's the
I'll
safe
maintain
option.
covering her. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll keep there and cover.
Should I run over to the other tower and do a quick magic check on it while I've got this going? Or
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Lolly, you were about to say something.
And that's when Chuggers rounded the corner and was chasing down the last leg of the race.
This is a most interesting story, and I wish I had gotten to see this year's Axe Beat race. It is a shame that I missed out on it. Most of my guards are very salty at me for the fact that they had to work the shifts of Flag Day, but I worked with them to make sure that they knew that they did not work it alone.
Oh, okay.
And all the guards who start grumbling just, hey, I would like to remind all of you that I am the only one that got blasted by lightning. So, if you don't mind, I will take my leave. I deserve to hear about Flag Day. Like, Garret, in the time that you get down here to hear this, Lolly is engaged with the guard captain, and Lolly's personality is a force unto itself, because the guard captain is now just kind of having conversation with her, and you can tell that some of the other guards are just kind of watching and nodding along.
It just makes me smile. This is great.
So do I need to roll perception on the other tower, or are we good?
Nope, no magic.
Okay. I'll assume I'm about 90 or 100
Yeah.
feet behind Garret.
Yeah, and again, once Garret gets back through the gate, the guards let you in, Garret, quite easily. They just, go through the side door.
Thank you.
Lester, and you get let back in, and all of you get to come down to the guardhouse, where Lolly has this captain engaged in conversation. Jyotis runs up going like, no magic on that side either.
From what I could see from the ground, I'm assuming the guards look pretty much the same.
Exactly the same. Mm-hmm. Hauntingly the same. One person made the same shot 4 times.
Damn. Well, I did roll a 5 with my D8 3 times in a row, so you know.
So, with that, the 3 of you get down, just as Lolly's kind of finishing describing the story of Chuggers, and the guard captain is just lamenting how he missed it, and the other guards are giving him flack, and hey, I worked with you and I got shot. I deserve to hear about this. Oh, you are back. What is going on with my sharpshooters?
Would you like to explain, or shall I? You no longer have sharpshooter. Somebody removed them from duty.
Permanently.
Are they there?
They are there, but they are not alive.
Dear God.
It appears, from what I've heard, from what Lesterian has said, is some kind of poison or paralysis venom. So they stayed in place and looked at them, but they were taken out.
In one corner, surrounded by the average-looking gentleman, in addition to Noro and the Tabaxi, left-hand Jade, the man with the snake eye tattoo and bald head looks up and just, oh no, not him. Not him.
I take it you know something.
Is there an assassin after you?
Perhaps you may illuminate us.
One of the contractors of our group. And Janaka flat out spits when he says that word, and he's just, you are a gang. One of our contractors of our gang is known as the Mongoose. We use him to kill anything that needs killing. Snake, fang, or human. He is quite a good sharpshooter. If he was here for me, I would be dead. They probably could only afford to pay him to make it an easier assault for themselves. He does not like getting his hands dirty. He would not come into the prison himself.
Most intriguing.
Janaka just gives a nod and... Yes, there is a bounty on that one.
Well, we established that, but the fact that the guy that...
No, I mean on the Mongoose.
Oh.
There is a passing bounty, I believe, of 1,000 gold for his head, but no one has managed to claim it.
Jyotis does the Sprock eyebrow.
Anyone who has gone after him has wound up dead. The Magister's Guild, the bounty hunters, they consider it an inactive bounty. And New Welkin, as well as Alara Samal, are unwilling to pay for the man's death because he does not target political figures or anyone just important enough to prompt government reaction. But his kill count is quite high.
Mm-hmm. So it's an inactive bounty because they don't feel good about sending people after him?
That is correct. Mm-hmm. When 5 people take a bounty and no one returns, you do not keep sending people.
Does he have a lair? Or or is he just a freelancer? Does he go around to island hopping?
The man with the snake eye is about to say something sassy and then sees Lester and just... The mongoose likes the Summer Sun Isles. He does not go outside of them, but he does bounce between here and Trinispad. Last I heard of him, he was operating out of Trinispad, but most likely he is currently here.
Judging by the guards up there, I'm going to assume you're right.
The guard captain turns to you and just, I thank you for this information. I will still ask if you can find the person that the original things attempted to murder. I would appreciate it. The driver may no longer be alive, but at least please retrieve his body and bring him back to Alara Samal. Otherwise, if you can bring him back for treatment. That said, I will write you a letter. That way the Tricorns know of all the help that you gave us today. In addition to that, I will pay you some of my personal money, as you have saved many lives here today. And I appreciate it.
Do any of you think we need to do a perimeter sweep for the mongoose? Just in case he wants to...
I imagine he would have had he or she would have had plenty of to shoot down Lester or us while we were out.
Indeed. Good point.
It's unlikely they are still around.
So,
if he is still alive, needs our attention.
And as an independent contractor, Jyotis, you would know that most of the mercenaries out there will do exactly what they're told to do, and nothing
like, nothing more. We don't need to off this guy. You told me to kill guards. I did my part.
Right. It's that, like, we need to make sure they don't have eyes on what happens. No sharpshooters. Okay, no sharpshooters. No, I'm not going into your prison and getting myself killed because a quarry is a death trap.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you can piece this together pretty easily that, yeah, this is an independent contractor, but they kill people, but they are very, very savvy about keeping themselves in operation.
Clearly. He's killed 5 previous bounty hunters. Anyway.
I'm going to do my best to move things along so we can go find that guard.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so Janaka goes into his office and opens up one of his dressers and pulls out a sack, brings it out to you. This is 250 gold. Split it how you will, but this is my bonus for the half year. And I want you to know that I appreciate you. And that my gods appreciate you.
I hug him.
Can you offer?
Well,
as a magister, I am well compensated for running my prison. And especially because today is the first time my prison has had any violent events since, well, I mean, yesterday there was violent events, but before that, this has never happened before. I run a tight ship. I put my men in armor because we were having violence when it was unexpected. But without you, would not have gone this well. You take what I give you, and I give you a letter to make sure the Tricorns know everything you have done for me.
We're happy to be of assistance.
Yes.
Well, I hope that this finds you in good health and spirits.
For the moment, would anybody be bothered if I hang on to the...
Hang on to what?
The monies.
Hang on to the monies.
Go ahead, Garret. I trust you.
I'll pack that away, make a note of it, and we'll figure it out later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you're going to give us a ride on your boat.
Well, right now you're 4.
Yeah, technically the other two took off.
Yeah, I have no idea where they went.
Yep, they're on their own bounty, so to speak, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, they took care of the thing they needed to take care of.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And as
Everyone
you guys,
gets 62 gold and 5.
Oh, very nice. So, I would assume that you guys would return to the cart, and the guard captain does ask you to return the cart back to Alarsa Mall and see if you can find the driver.
We shall do that.
Yeah,
right.
Let's do that directly.
All right.
By the way, did my detect magic ping anything else?
Yep.
Okay.
Again, you got the ping of whatever Lolly was holding. That was about it.
And my leg, of course.
Yeah, and you got just enough of like, there's an abjuration stone in Lolly's pocket. And then it went away.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, along the road, what all do we need?
Along the road, I will accept survival checks to try to go looking for the person that disappeared.
Do you need... I'm going to take up driving. Do you need animal handling from me?
No, as you're already trained, you do not need to make checks. When you're trained in land vehicles, it's just you get the thing.
Cool.
19.
Okay, yeah, that's exactly what you needed. It takes the better part of an hour, but you do manage to track it. And Lester, and what you wind up seeing is what looks like, as the trail goes along, it looks like the timing was to make sure that the body rolled down a hill after being stabbed from the right and driven off the cart. And so what you notice is that some of the grass has been kind of like turned and flayed in a particular area. And this hill is a pretty steep hill, goes down about 100 feet into pure jungle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So we got some climbing to get to the body then.
Yes, it is difficult terrain. You can either move slowly or try to move quickly with a good acrobatics.
What I'm going to do is secure a rope to the...
Mm-hmm.
I'll hold the cart steady.
Put on the brakes and everything. I'll secure a rope.
Axe brakes.
Mm-hmm. By the
have
way...
decent acrobatics. I think... Be careful
Lolly,
to use that.
who's all climbing down to the body?
I'll go.
Me at the moment.
Okay.
With a rope, that makes it a relatively easy check. You can do either acrobatics or athletics with the rope.
Oh, I will totally do athletics.
Since it's a jungle, can you permit me, Bob, to do something here?
Nat 20.
Holy cow.
17 on the die, so I got...
Yeah.
So since you're going down to the jungle, would you mind doing me a favor, Garret and Lestrin?
What is it?
Well, I've been trying to collect some plants, and he's gonna whip out a drawing for you all.
First things...
God. If it's not rocks.
If you see something that looks kind of like this, or another drawing, I have a book with sketches that I whip out. Something that looks kind of like...
bleeding to death.
First
things first.
Well, if he's bleeding to death, by all means, save him. But if he's dead and you happen to see one of these, could you mind grabbing it for me?
See what I can do.
So, Garret, that said, with your check, you were excellent. And in fact, all you're thinking about is like, that is such a waste. And you're like just about ready to go. And then Lestrin just like doesn't even care about the rope, just charges down the hill. And before you heard Lestrin say, like, dwarves are natural sprinters, you were like, yeah, that means you can't move as fast. And then you get lapped by Lestrin, who gets, like, down to the bottom, making this climb look like nothing. And as you run down, and you were graceful, athletic, and damn near perfect. But whatever Lestrin is on makes Lestrin a prodigy right now with running down a hill that is steep. Yeah.
Stone cutting all the way down.
It's falling with style.
Falling with style. Both of you are great at your own style. Lestrin's is just a little more barbarian style, where it's just like, if I just jump it, I make it.
Just gonna run down the side of the hill.
Yeah. Garret does like the 3-point landing at the bottom, whereas Lestrin's already just there and, like cracking the neck. Like, oh, hey, buddy. So, that said, the two of you, I will accept another survival check, or a perception check, or a nature check.
Oh, perception. Nature.
Wait, what?
You can choose between nature, perception, and survival.
Yeah, nature's my best, and I
either survival or perception, because they're the same.
18 on the die, so 21.
18? No, wait. 16. That would be 19 total for survival, I guess.
Yeah, that is 2 successes, which means that you do find the guard. And on top of that, the guard is genuinely unconscious. Though hurt, they stabilized after falling.
Damn.
They are still alive. And you come upon the body, and you notice that in the background, there appears to be some kind of cat that's been coming up and noticing. Like, you get that just brief glimpse of something that might be a large animal, but when it sees you, it backs up because 2 of you versus 1 of it is not at odds in its favor, and it was just coming for a free meal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
I'll look over at Lester and, do you know anything about binding?
I have a +1 to medicine.
+0, so you're...
Okay.
Again, the body is stable, so this is not...
I just want to not exacerbate it.
So we need to do
Bones are set.
We need to do a good enough check to make a stretcher and haul him up the hill without, dropping him.
That's fair. If you want to roll either a nature or medicine check, Lestrin and Garret, I'll let you have that.
I'll go to nature.
I'll take nature for 2.
Not as great. 9.
Oh, he is so lucky. I rolled a 19.
Nice.
Yeah.
21 total.
Garret, you initially stare, and you're just like, you're just thinking about all this long grass and the rope, and you're having that, like, I don't know, it's pretty smooth. Just drag him up with the rope. And then, thankfully, Lester, and you being that resourceful soldier that you are, you find a couple of the, like, bigger fallen fern leaves. And using your rope, you tie it around him with the fern leaves to kind of form this impromptu stretcher that appears to do the job. You guys can either climb up together with him or attempt to tie him to the rope and then raise him up.
As I say, do we need to throw another rope down and raise him?
How steep is the hill?
It's about a 70% grade. It is a steep hill.
Ooh, I think one of us needs to climb up, and the other one needs to guide the stretcher with him.
Is there
as we climb.
Use rope skill or something?
Acrobatics or athletics. It lets you choose whichever one you're best at.
Athletics.
Okay. I'll do an acrobatics too. You send Lester and back up the hill, and then I'm going to make use of the fern leaf and some support structures, and do a 4-point harness type of thing on the.
Okay, I'll accept that.
Okay, so I'm going up the hill to pull the thing because I'm strong. Okay.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Acrobatics, you said, is okay?
Yes, acrobatics is okay for you. And again, once you get a rope involved, you get your choice instead of your chance.
Yeah, 17 plus 4. I can't math.
21.
20.
Yeah.
I got a
I'm
13
gonna wait for
to
like
climb back up the hill.
19 hours. I'm tired.
It's okay, man. Understand.
Yeah, so both of you do more than well enough to get him up the hill. He is very stable. You don't kill an unconscious body.
Yay.
This time. This is so much better than that truck.
I don't
You guys
know.
dropped a cart on a person. Oh, Mikey and Brit's previous characters from a different game. Like, everyone in the group failed their strength checks after initially doing okay. And they basically, like, re-knocked an NPC stuck beneath the wagon unconscious because they tried to lift it, and it fell horribly and nearly crushed him again.
Crushed.
And then he turned out to be slightly racist, so they again had the discussion of whether or not they were doing the right thing, and then they decided to just do the right thing. But they still struggled with it. The number of checks it took on that wagon was so much higher than it should have been.
I was just saying, if I
Dice
need to go
gods were
assist
not
with
pleased.
yanking them up the hill.
And it was, I did not set a strong DC. I set like a DC 14. They were all 6th level. And it was just embarrassing.
Everybody rolled ones.
It was like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Like, you know, those moments where you're just like, well, the dice are having fun tonight.
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
Anywho.
Dice gods.
Anywho's, it does take some time. It takes about 15 minutes to get this done, but you do manage to recover his body from the pit. And
I imagine
he is still
he's-
stable.
Injured too badly to go back to the camp. We got to take him to town to a healer.
Yeah, you can definitely tell that even though he's stable, he would do far better being taken to an actual healer, which, Lolly, you would actually know about this. The Akami Kai, the temple devoted to the ocean speakers, is actually where people go for healing, because that's where you've been staying in town.
Yeah.
So that is probably best to take him there.
Okay.
Does somebody want to take a message?
Bob,
And
Bob,
the rest
just to double check, I needed to use, even though my detect magic was a ritual, that takes a spell slot, correct?
No, rituals do not take spell slots.
Oh, they don't.
No, so if you
Oh,
pop it as a spell, like Lolly did, that consumes a spell slot.
I didn't actually.
You did. You were like, I cast detect magic.
No, it's a Firbolg thing.
Oh,
I can
you
use
did
it
the-
once a day.
Oh, that's right. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Next time, please specify that for me,
I'm
just so
sorry.
I get that.
It's weird. It's a racial trait.
Yeah, I
I
know,
can
but
use
just
once.
say I'm using my racial trait. That way I'm like,
Oh, I'm sorry.
okay.
It says like verbal and somatic component. Either
Yeah,
way, so
no,
I'm
that's
doing
not
it
the part I
silently.
need to hear about. I just need to hear the I'm using my racial trait instead of I'm using the spell detect magic, because
Okay.
that
I do have a slot for it though. But can I not use it as a spell slot?
I'm gonna have to look at that.
Okay.
yeah, I'm
Sorry, it
just
just said
double
use it once a
checking
day,
because-
then you can't again.
Yeah, no, because if you do it as a ritual, it does not consume a spell slot. If you do it as a I need this, traditionally it consumes a spell slot, but Firbolgs are
Makes
freaking
sense.
weird.
We're weird.
So I can cast it as many times as I want as long as it's ritual.
Yes,
Yeah,
so
it
long as
takes
you're like,
10
I'd like to
minutes.
10 minutes.
Cool. Okay, so that's cool. That means I still have a spell slot. I could actually use Cure Wounds on this guy before we haul his ass back to town.
Yes, you could.
Okay,
Yeah,
guys,
sorry,
I think
mine's
I will.
Okay.
And
Go ahead.
Mikey, were you gonna say we should send a messenger back to the
Yes.
quarry? Do they do pigeons
I can't use it anymore.
out of game? Do they do like messages,
No,
pigeons or
do it.
email?
Let's call it Foxum.
And strangely enough, it makes the sound of a doll.
Yeah, right?
You guys have no idea what you just made canon.
Oh my gosh.
We're made a Mel Brooks movie canon. That's what we
Yeah, Mel Brooks is amazing. Anyway, so I rolled an 8
My hero.
on my cure wounds, so that's 12
Okay.
healing to the guy.
Yeah, no, the guy, his eyes pop open and he just... And you can tell this is a very young guard. Like, he's maybe 20 at most. Thick, curly black hair, big brown puppy eyes almost. And
Welcome back, kiddo.
that he's got this like medium olive complexion as well, and he's just I thought I was so dead. Oh,
to be
wow.
careful in the future, son.
Oh, all I suddenly knew was there was this sharp pain, and then I was falling, and then nothing. Oh, who are you people? Where's the prisoners?
We took them to the prison already.
Oh,
And they're also dead.
Mm-hmm.
wait, did...
But they didn't die in transit. We got them there, and then we had to kill them.
Yeah. The
On the way back, would you mind
ones
telling
that-
me the whole story to this?
The mission failed
Yes.
successfully.
If he's stable enough, then instead of going...
Yeah, he looks pretty good now. Like, he looks like a long night's rest would fix the rest of him.
Okay. We
And
should just
let's
take them
focus
to
on-
the quarry then.
Yeah, let's
we'll
take him
take
back
him
to
back
the
to the-
quarry instead of taking him to a healer.
Uh-huh.
Because they could probably heal him the rest of the way, right?
Yeah, no, like, again, a good night's rest would fix him after what you did. So,
Thank you.
and he is very thankful. He's just, oh, thank you. Please, if you are ever in town and you need anything, my mom runs a business there. You can see her for some help. Give me just a second on notes for this. I need my Larsa Mall notes. Who is your mom? Bembe. Bembe. She runs a bungalow. It's a nice outdoor bar. It's right near the Alquin district. You tell her that her son, Jonas, is okay.
Jonas?
Jonas, I am okay. You tell her that, and you tell her what you did for me.
We met Bembe.
Oh, you met my mom?
Yeah.
Oh,
Is
She
that
had
the
a
bar
lot
that
of
we...
good juice.
yep.
That's where we drank the first day we met.
Yep.
I have not met her yet. She sounds
Oh,
pleasant.
I'm sorry. This was
She was
before
nice.
Mm-hmm. That's okay.
Yeah, you tell your mom what. You tell my mom what you did for me. She take good care of you.
Oh, she already does.
True enough.
And with that, the
Let's
cart
get you
gets.
back.
Yeah, the cart gets back to the guardhouse, pulls aside,
Bye, not chuggers.
and and ironically, the two gate guards there are just, what are you doing back here? And then Jonas gets out. And he's just, hi everyone. Oh, we thought you were dead. Yeah, God Captain almost died. And Jonas goes, I know. These ones told me. They took good care of me. I am good. And he turns back to you and he's just you can tell the Tricorns over near the Gates of Paradise. They have a station there. You can let them know that you're just returning the cart. I'm sure they will pay you for a day's work at least. Thank you kindly.
Bye, Jonas.
Bye, Jonas.
All
Heal
asleep
well.
now. Yes. Just a little bit of rest, huh?
I hug him.
Oh, he takes the hug and just, you're so fluffy. This is nice.
Ah.
And Jyotis is going to salute the other guards. Like,
Yeah, give that mariner salute.
mm-hmm.
The other guards The other guards give it a Larsa Maul salute, which is basically they take 3 fingers from the right hand and raise it to the temple and the eyebrow, and it's pivoted to where it's like flat out towards you.
Yep, like the British, like
yeah,
yep.
Yeah. So it's just they both do that in return, and just you do good work. I'm
gonna give them the 2-finger like middle of the forehead anime salute there.
Yeah, the like. So, with that, guys, we are going to end because it is currently where we're at. It's 1:12 a.m.
1 in the morning.
Yeah.
Here too.
Yeah. So we now
I've been
finally
up
have
since like 8.
Yeah, we have too, Mikey. We know your pain.
Yeah.
So
it's 2:00 here.
So that said, everyone, great game this week. I will contact you all. We're going to do game in 2 weeks again. So it will be on the 14th. Yeah, sorry. My calendar was like, today is Sunday, Bob. What are you doing?
Oh yeah, by the way, forgot to tell you all happy 29th of February, but now it's officially the 1st of March, so
right. Who cares about that lunar weirdness? Yeah.
Like, so my friend Cameron turned 6 today.
Nice.
Happy 6th birthday, Cam.
You're making it work.
Go get
are you going to take him
fucked
to Toys R Us and get a balloon animal?
One of my employees' sisters turned 16.
16.
Oh, wow.
Need to take him,
64.
need to take him to Build-A-Bear.
No, they should have had a quinceanera 4 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
And this year they needed to do a Sweet 16. Yeah,
they totally need a quinceanera. That'd have been awesome.
Everybody needs an epic quinceañera.
It's true. I have to do mine when I'm 45. I'll just divide it by 3. You know.
Sure.
Exactly. For me, that's only like 6 years.
Yeah.
Are you too busy tomorrow, or are you good?
Yeah, unfortunately, we're pretty busy with signings tomorrow and stuff. So
No worries. I'll let Zoe drop something into the.
Yeah, we'll let you guys know that we.
If you get a chance, you should go to the Field Notes headquarters.
Field Notes headquarters? What is that, Sam?
So the Field Notes are those little notebooks that I linked to. And their headquarters is actually in Chicago. I don't know exactly where it is compared to where you are, though.
We have like no time.
Yeah, that's true.
I was wondering if it was even it was such a tight trip. So
yeah, no, we get to meet Marisha and Matt Mercer tomorrow, but in the meantime,
awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, no, it's
So it didn't happen.
Well, there will be a pic. I guarantee you, there will be some pics. We already got a picture with George Takei too. So
nice!
Okay.
Oh yes, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't know George would be there.
I felt like a nerd too because I was like, I'm not here for Star Trek.
Yeah, because Brit's Brit's family, like her grandmother,
two Japanese grandmas.
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
And one was interned during World War II. So like she had a special connection.
And it was Manzanita.
Damn. So they had kind of a cool connection moment there, and it was kind of nice because like every other person in line had like Star Trek merch for him to sign, and it was like the one person who was like, "I want to talk to you about this," and was like, "I'm just going to shut up and let you have this. You deserve this. I just get to meet him."
I know Bob's like the actual Trekkie.
George, I'm a huge Trekkie, so meeting George, that'd be awesome. George,
dude,
awesome.
it was legit awesome. But
that sounds badass.
Yeah.
But
I think my aunt has a picture with him too.
That's awesome. But like it's definitely his passion project, so it was cool seeing him talk about it.
Yeah.
Cool. And then
on the off chance that anybody remembers it outside of this conversation, he was saying he bought the rights to this movie about Japanese internment camps. The hotel on the corner of, I wrote it down.
It's like the hotel on the corner of Sweetwater or something. Like
that's no.
Sorry.
Hotel on the corner.
Oh, bitter
of
and sweet.
Bitter and sweet.
Yeah,
Yes.
there it is. I knew the word sweet was in there, but my brain at 1 a.m. is dejecting things.
Well, Sweetwater Road is an actual street and incline, so
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
confusion.
Yeah.
That's right. That's where my brain was grabbing that from.
There's
Yep.
also like, isn't it Westworld?
Yeah, it is Westworld. Jesus Christ. Okay. Yeah, my brain is a jumble. Oh,
I know your pain, and I've been speaking 3 languages since 6 a.m.
Oh boy.
Well, guys, I hope you had fun tonight. I'm sorry I kind of had to improv this out, but
Hey, man.
It was great.
Improv what
I'm
out?
happy to game.
What was improv? I thought it was great.
oh, the entire quarry mission had to shift. I
Oh.
had to rewrite most of it.
Oh,
on the
really?
fly.
Damn,
Yeah, because
son. I had no
originally
idea.
this was supposed to be like Alyssa's thing, and since she wasn't able to join us, I didn't want to rip you guys out of it and be like, "Don't go here."
I see.
But instead, it gives you a meeting with some people that are connected to her. So that's actually kind of
Yeah.
awesome too.
I actually meant to name drop Block point.
Yeah, no, don't worry about it. You'll see some of them again.
Yeah.
Cool.
I figured.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
All right, guys.
Guys,
Well,
all have an awesome day tomorrow.
will do. As always, if you guys
Fine.
have any improvement notes for me or anything, make sure to send them my way too, because I can always use the benefit. So if there's something you'd like me to focus more on for you, or something that clues
Yeah,
you in
that
well,
was-
let me know.
Come on.
That was great so far, man. That's
All
a fun
right.
night.
Good pivot.
I'm having a blast. I love this character.
Yeah,
All right,
I love my
guys.
character too. I'm just because I'm so used to playing my ranger. I'm just like, wow, I have so many spells. What the fuck?
I have magic at level 1.
Magic
All
springs.
right.
And even
All right,
though,
guys.
I'm off.
Take
Yeah,
care.
us too.
Have a good one.
Dude.
Night,
Ciao.
everyone.